Yeah, it's the summer of DK and Banjo this year. It's gotta be bigger, better, meanier. But I've already used some of my best groups, some of my best.
Hey, hello.
The best of the best.
Hey, hello. Is anybody playing this game?
Oh!
What have I got? Hi.
feel like the Mallow gif in the Discord. The Mallow pick. I've been Shade Birdie. Say you haven't been here the last like 3 streams without saying you haven't been here the last like 3 streams. I think I shaved on Friday. The Friday. Yeah, I didn't know it either. Okay. I actually have a tiny bit of food I want to eat. I haven't like... I keep having all these like crazy busy mornings. But I will say... that is true. To be fair though, Birdie, you've been saying that for the last like 4 years. Or 3 years? It's like 2018, 19, you've been like, it's not my usual content. I don't know, man. I don't know. What am I looking for? Sorry. I'm so distracted. I'll go to the next one. Cat Jam. Cat. The Rainbow Cat. Rainbow Cat. Okay, I am super distracted. Sorry, I had to like do everything last second. What's it called? I'm curious about this.
Memory was so short in Crash Bandicoot that
we're not gonna watch the entire thing since half an hour. Well, we'll start this. I'm curious. This was linked by what was it, Coin Pusher? Yeah.
took to stealing little bits and pieces of extra memory from the Sony libraries. I would like just try erasing parts of them that I thought I wasn't using and see if things still worked. If they did, I would mark them as available. I just hacked their code by just changing.
Oh god, I got mail everywhere.
I'm like, you can do this. Look, I fixed it.
Hope it's mail.
They wouldn't fix it for me. I was just gonna like edit their code. It was free memory. The memory was finite, but you were definitely not supposed to do that. Hi, I'm Andy Gavin, co-founder of Naughty Dog Inc. and lead programmer on Crash Bandicoot. We set out to make the first 3D character platform action game, and to do it right, we had to literally hack the hardware.
The secret of the PlayStation 1.
It was part of the Naughty Dog philosophy to leave no stone unturned, no cycle of CPU or GPU or byte of memory that you could use unused. So if it existed there in the machine, whether we were supposed to use it or not, whether you had to use some crazy trick to use it or not, we would figure out how to like make the most of it. So in the summer of 1994, my partner Jason Rubin and I were wrapping up Way of the Warrior, which was our 3DO fighting.
Yeah, this game looks so
We were trying to
jazzed.
figure out what kind of game do we want to make next. The biggest genre on...
Can you believe that Naughty Dog, like the company known for like Last of Us and like all this crazy shit, they all cinematic gameplay, started with motherfucking Way of the motherfucking Warrior, like a Mortal Kombat ripoff, where they fucking mocap them fucking selves. Yeah, on the 3DO of all things, right? Like what the fuck? So it's so insane to think of like the starts of companies sometimes.
What kind of game do we want to make next? The biggest genre on consoles at the time were platform action games. Games like Super Mario World and all sorts of other classic 16-bit platform games. And at the same time, in the arcades, there was new 3D hardware, and certain genres were making the transition from their traditional 2D state to 3D. For example, like Street Fighter II and Mortal Kombat were still all the rage, but now there was Virtua Fighter. That was using 3D graphics, and they were just cool. And it It's
No one
clear
talks
that
about
things
Virtual
were
Fighter
going.
anymore, though.
New consoles that are coming out, they're going to be 3D. Can we make a 3D platform game? No one had ever done it. We're like, but it's got to happen. Think about that world, or like speeding through as Sonic the Hedgehog, doing those loop tubes in 3D. What is that going to look like? Prior to fall of 1994,
Naughty Dog invested millions of dollars buying multiple copies of Balls 3D, hoping that it would be the landmark title. Unfortunately, the deal was pretty balls.
Dog was just Jason and Andy. And it was the synergy between Jason and I. We both did all the creative stuff. We were best of friends. We were roommates. And Jason was a phenomenal artist. And I was a game programmer.
Virtual Fighter my ass.
Between the two of us, like, he would try to make it, like, look incredible. I would try to make the technology really work. And we both try to make it really fun. Jason and I...
So have you noticed that's been a common occurrence? So many times in the game industry, these, like, landmark titles happen because two people come together. Like, we got what, Doom, which we go on to go Quake and all that other shit. You got fucking Crash Bandicoot here. Jason. You got Jason. Yep. You have Cuphead with the two brothers where they push each other. You can even see like in movies, right? Like with the Matrix, with the Wachowskis and stuff like that. It's not like a surefire way, or in music with like Outkast and like other kind of duos. So I find it interesting that sometimes the two-person team, the two-person dynamic, can really kind of, I guess, because it's like you don't have the pressure of an entire team, but you also don't have just yourself to work against. So you kind of have this sort of like mishmash of both, right?
I had sold the distribution publishing rights for Way of the Warrior to Universal Studios, to a new unit called Universal Interactive. They're basically like, come out to California, move on to Universal's lot next to Steven Spielberg, and we'll give you like a bungalow for free and like utilities for free, and you can just do whatever you want, and all you have to do is show it to us. We called the dog, the Naughty
Bro, they're like, all you have to do is show it to us. So we got this game called Balls 3D.
Dog Morgan and ourselves into my Honda Accord, and we drove across the
Oh,
country.
God,
So we had lots of time to talk. So we're like, well, what would it be really like to do a platformer in 3D? We're talking about like Sonic the Hedgehog. Well, imagine you're going through loops, or you're running and you're jumping platforms or collecting stuff in 3D. The camera's always behind you. You see the world, and that looks all great, but it's like the Sonic's ass game. All you do is see Sonic's ass. But the front of the character is where the expression is. Could we do levels where you come at the camera, but how are you going to see where you're going?
Sonic's
These
dick.
eventually led actually to the boulder levels in Crash Bandicoot. Should we do levels sideways? Should he look over his shoulder towards the screen?
I told you in the PS1 version, he wants to fuck the goddamn whore. Look at that face. Look at that mischievous smile. But yeah, they took that Sonic's ass game so far. They even called it like ass fucker, and like they called enemies like all sorts of crazy names. I don't know if they'll touch on this in this.
We're simultaneously designing the game that became Crash Bandicoot and sort of shopping for a platform for it. We knew, because it was going to be a 3D game, that we wanted to do something on one of the new 32-bit platforms.
Yes.
There's the 3DO, which we'd already made a game on, but the machine was sort of clunky, half 3D machine. It was also very expensive and wasn't selling very well. Then there was the Atari Jaguar. We just sort of took it as a bit of a joke. And then you had the big guys all about to release new machines. You had some mystery machine from Nintendo, but we had no way of knowing what Nintendo was up to. They just basically didn't talk to Americans. Sega had two things going on. They had a 32X, which was coming out that fall, which was some kind of like way in which you souped up the Genesis. And then they were making this new machine that, I don't remember if it was called the Saturn yet, but it became the Saturn. And then there was this wild card, Sony.
Oh, he actually remembers the in-between console. There was a console called the Neptune, I believe, that was supposed to come out between the Genesis and the Saturn. There was supposed to be yet another console before the next generation. And I believe that one would make it, I think it was like all of them in one. So it would be like a Genesis 32X CD in like one, I believe is what it was. Let's find out. It was a 2-in-1 Sega Mega Drive and 32X. Yeah, but never released. Yeah. This is probably what he was thinking of. The Neptune. But yeah, so basically, Sega got their shit together and realized, yo, what if we actually put it all in like one console instead of just putting your fucking Genesis on life support? But unfortunately, what we're gonna do, 150 in the US. They're on 220 with a game. 2001 copies of Neptune have been found at a warehouse. Oh, no way. Oh, it was an April Fool's joke. Like, that would have been crazy. Not known if many Neptunes are made. Look at that shit. Would you have bought this? Yeah, it's way too late. Where was it? Watch a bit more. Watch a bit more. This is cool. Hello?
We heard they had this like powerful new machine. So we contacted both Sega and Sony and got the information on the machines, which they gave us. You have to sign your life away and your firstborn and all that. And then you could order the machines.
Sounds about right.
Gave them the deposit and stuff. And then Sony had this new machine, which was like all 3D. It could do TD pretty well too. And it was like a new, clean design, very similar to high-end commercial 3D hardware.
Hey, where's my turbo nerds?
Very.
Analyze this shit. Go. What do you see? Looks like a cartridge. Lots of, yeah, right? I see lots of chip. There's a big Sony chip in the center. That's pretty, is that really like all it is? That's pretty cool. Was it, yeah, it kind of looks like a PC. Yeah, that's what I was thinking of, right? This part. Yeah. Like, why does that look so familiar? Yeah, it looks like a PCI, right? Yeah, it's so trippy. Interesting.
Similar to high-end.
What if it just plugs in like that?
3D hardware like the Silicon Graphics hardware, but with a bunch of
oh, that's probably why it looks like a PCI. You probably put it into the workstation. That makes sense. Damn, shit was so complicated back then.
Much more.
You probably shove it in that bad boy. Look at this beast.
But with a bunch of simplifications.
The think about this, chat. They needed all of this to render fucking Sonic's ass. Meanwhile, you can do this in like fucking Blender in like a minute now. And you do not need, to be fair, Silicon Graphics workstation. I wonder if I could still output better shit, right? Yeah, that thing's a fucking, this was like a render farm thing. I'm sure this thing can probably do better still. But nowadays, like 20 years later, I'm sure, can you compete? I don't know, right?
And there were two main custom chips in the PlayStation 1 graphics.
Are we better than Silicon workstations now?
CPU. But the GPUs today are wildly more complicated. They also do a lot of the math work that old GPUs in the 90s did not do. PlayStation 1 GPU just drew triangles on the screen. But it was
John Jigglypuff.
It could draw about 120,000 polygons a second of triangles, which was phenomenal. If you were using a PC at the time, they had no 3D graphics hardware. They had like VGA boards. You'd be lucky to get a couple hundred polygons because you had to do them all in software. But here was the PlayStation, which was going to be like $199, $299, whatever it was.
$299. Yo, the clip!
A complete machine with a CD drive and with the memory and.
Y'all know that clip, right? Where the guy walks on stage. Sega had this huge, elaborate E3 presentation, and they revealed that the Sega Saturn is going to be of like $400. And then they're like, all right, we have a special presentation from Sony coming up. And Sony walks on stage. All the guy says is...
Was
$299. And literally everyone's just like... And like, literally, like, I think that's what helped them win.
And it was like a complete
that console
with
generation.
a CD drive and with the memory and everything.
Woo, yeah,
console machines, like, compared to PCs at the time, a world of difference. We're talking Windows 3.1. And DOS.
Whoa, okay, wait, that looked cool. Whoa. I love looking at the old, like, you know how I love looking at the development shit. Is this, what game is this? Incredible Machine. Bro, this looks so familiar. This is that classic fucking, like, you'd play this at school. Well, I mean, probably not nowadays. Nowadays, they probably have fucking tablets in your fucking desk. But, back when they make you go to the fucking computer lab shit. This was definitely one of those shitty games that would be on the computer. You're like, oh, shit. I think Wikipedia quickly seemed that they would stop using workstations after 2006. Right, up until then, they kept up to date with hardware revisions. It lasted way longer than I thought it would. Yeah, they were... Honestly, like, think about how impressive that shit looked. Like, think about the CG cutscenes. I bet you in 2006, that was probably Square's last fucking time using it. 100%. I bet you.
Fucking Windows 3.1. And DOS. To run a game, you usually had to have a
They always use that shit.
Like custom auto-exec batch and config sys, and you had to open up your machine. This was not a very game-friendly world on PCs. The PlayStation or a Genesis or a Super Nintendo, you just shoved in the cartridge or the CD, pushed on, boom, it booted. I like.
Wait, so what's auto-exec? Give us a. You don't have to give us like a huge spiel. Just like what is it like? I'm assuming it's like some DOS fucking basic level, like
You just shoved in the cartridge or the CD.
you have to like execute the fucking command. He's gonna go on a Nerds Free.
You had to have a boot disc with like.
Oh yeah. This is like he's talking like Commodores and stuff, right? Where you had to like put it in and then like you had to wait like 10 minutes for it to fucking go and the tape would corrupt or whatever. I never had one, but actually I kind of did because we had the parts, but I never like put it all together. But I used the Commodore 64 monitor because that thing actually had such beautiful colors. I used to use it all the time. And it was so portable. I remember one time before a show, like a musical theater show I was in, we brought that Commodore 64 monitor and a Super Nintendo and an N64 another day. And like we had multiplayer in the change room. So yeah, that was pretty sick.
Custom auto exec batch and config sys, and you had to open up your
there's an uncut version?
Was not a.
Damn, I always want to watch Coin Pusher, why are you sending the small versions? Bro, I want to watch these movie length ones. Maybe I should watch those off stream. I love this kind of shit. Like I'm always so interested in the history. Actually, you know how I am. Auto exec with a script you could put onto drives, where on older systems it would automatically run. Oh, okay, so nowadays it's like the boot, execute, whatever shit, right? Like just whatever stuff that happens nowadays by it. Like we don't have to think about it. It's a very big security risk. Makes sense. You can just like destroy everything. No, Coin, you don't have to apologize. I didn't mean to like come across like angry. It was more just funny to me. Like, damn, I love the like, I love the like movie length. Like, I'm gonna like get into their lives and like that kind of shit. One of the drives you can put it on was USB pen drives. 2 hours? Jeez.
A very game-friendly world on PCs.
Hey, we're already invested. We have
or
to keep
Genesis or a Super Nintendo, you just shoved in the cartridge or the CD, pushed on, boom, it booted. I liked the Sony best.
It really was a
neat
huge
and clean and powerful and intended for 3D. I really thought it was the only one of those machines that actually do what we were sort of like aiming at. So the core idea behind Crash Bandicoot as a game, it was going to have a mechanic like a game like Donkey Kong Country. You were going to go through levels with successive timing challenges and enemies and jumps. It was going to be platforming, and it was going to have a cartoon.
I feel like that just like made all of this worth, like, if people were like, why do you include Crash Bandicoot? Ta-da!
And enemies and jumps. It was going to be platforming, and it was going to have a cartoony animal character, and we wanted to not make it look like a video game exactly. We wanted to look like a Looney Tunes cartoon, where the character was highly animated, fluid. If he got mushed by
a
giant
like
stone roller, he got turned into a flat thing that waddled around. So we wanted a world that like looked like cartoon world with a kind of sensibility that was classic cartoons, or sort of it was being reinvented at the time with TV shows like DuckTales, The Simpsons was big.
Oh, true.
Animation was cool again. And Crash 1, in a frame, they were 30 frames a second, and we got about 1,500 polygons on the screen. 600 of them went to Crash. That's how important he was to us.
God damn. Well, there's only 1,500 polygons?
1,500 polygons on the screen. 600 of them went to Crash.
600 of them went to that glorious booty. Can you, to his ass alone. Isn't the same thing with Mario 64? Doesn't Mario use like more than the levels use? Like that's how complicated his polygons are? Like all the ambition they had back then, it isn't gonna look like a video game? Yeah, well, I mean, I think he just meant in the sense that he didn't want it to look like in Mario, like you just kind of go like, oops, or like whatever. Like in Crash, like you see like the shoes fly up, like when you fall in a pit. You know, like we was mentioning, like when you get steamrolled, you actually get like flattened. I think that just meant more the like elasticness of the characters. Like in most video games, they'll just kind of do this and like that's it. But in Crash, you know what I mean? They'll like swing a sword and like get tired and be like, and like swing a sword and like, you know what I mean? Like their animations are a lot more like dynamic, I guess you could say, or like more like there's more frames like he was mentioning. So I think that's a lot of what he's trying to get at. Is just like, they're not just standing there like walking back and forth like, I'm a Goomba. Like they're usually like, you know, like in Crash 1, remember the guy was throwing crates and like moving over and like doing different animations. Yeah, I think it's like Cuphead as well, right? Like they don't just stand there and shoot. They'll be like, like fuck, like, we got Cuphead things. Like look, we got this fuck, like that kind of shit. Like
That's how important he was to us. Like most people, they'd use like 80, and so their characters would look like weird walking blocks. We wanted
Yo,
to
what
look
game was that? I know I'm pausing a lot, but I mean, that's why we're here.
Would look like weird.
To like learn, what game is this? Abdullah Mahab, what game is this? The fuck is this?
Weird walking blocks. We wanted him to look like a real cartoon.
Was everything a part of gaming? I don't like know.
So he gets a third of the entire budget. With Crash, we were forging into new ground everywhere. Like no one had ever made a 3D platform action game. Well, it was completely obvious that PCs, which were the standard thing that people would use for development machines, were just not going to cut it. You know, again, it's Windows 3.1 and no 3D graphics. And the things had
Holy shit.
effectively 640K of RAM. We
Google Chrome's like, Google Chrome is literally just like in the corner. No.
We made the plunge to buy for everyone in the company, which was about 5 people at this stage, Silicon Graphics workstations.
I love how these things look. It looks so sick.
These are like $75,000 to $100,000 workstations. They had 3D graphics. The software to do the 3D graphics was also like about $75,000
wait.
per machine.
You had to buy the software per machine. They never mentioned that part in the rare stuff. They mentioned the machine costing like 100K or whatever. But you also had to buy 75K like licensing per machine. Bro, what a ripoff. Fuck off with that shit.
The software to do the 3D graphics was also like about $75,000 per machine.
Wow.
This is what people had done in recent
memory. No wonder why they died. Everyone in 2006, everyone was like, "Yo, bro, just use Photoshop or like After Effects." Like, bro, what are you doing? Oh yeah, why am I paying 100K? What am I doing?
$1,000 per machine. This is what people had done
that's so true.
Very recent memory of the time Terminator 2 or The Abyss or even Jurassic Park on. And so we settled on using as our software alias Power Animator, which is one of the 3 choices at the time. So we got this like clunky big box, which was like the early PlayStation prototype. And
yo, look at this. I don't think I've seen this before. That's a beaut. Obviously, it's just like a PC, right? Like a, you know, just a desktop essentially with all the internals that it's gonna potentially have. Look at the, oh, I didn't even notice the PS2, like the, not PS2 like PlayStation, but like the PS2 like printer. Fucking, look at that shit. DVI, yeah, it's DVI. I'm always surprised DVI does shit like this. I'm always like, oh yeah, huh. I guess it can send signals, doesn't really matter, right? But then like the controller is also like that's up. I'm assuming that's upside down, unless they wanted the D-pad on the right, which I'm assuming it's the other way. Yeah, they wouldn't have it up. Yeah, it's upside down. You'd have the triggers at the top, right? But that almost Xbox design is interesting. That's what the Xbox launched with the black and white buttons. Although I guess, was it on the Duke? Did they have that, or was that the smaller one? But it's interesting, just this kind of arcade style controller. Probably because of the Genesis. They're probably copying Genesis, like with the 6 button. When you start World of Warcraft with 2 times 128 megabytes of RAM. Yeah, I knew people who used to play WoW with literally no RAM. Like their game would run at like 5 FPS. I remember watching this guy, he like invited me over and was showing me WoW. And literally he'd play the entire game at like 5 to 10 FPS. And I'm like that's how you know it's an addiction. This guy's looking at this shit like a fucking PowerPoint slideshow and he's like, bro, best game ever. And I'm like, well, what?
Like clunky big box,
yeah, I think it was like 20-ish, yeah,
early PlayStation,
but it would drop to 10 in the town or something,
and it turned out to be a pretty good machine. But first you got to like understand it. It comes with a bunch of manuals which are incredibly badly translated from the Japanese and are
I turned off the subtitles. That's because I wanted to look at the RAM thing earlier.
Pretty good machine, but first you got to like understand it. It comes with a bunch of manuals which are incredibly badly translated from the Japanese and are
Bro, I hope they show a picture. Please show us a picture.
Mysterious, and you'd have amusing debates between the programmers what they actually meant by the funny choice of English words. The way to really figure out what's new is to test things empirically.
Bro, we gotta find one of these.
You do that by taking the individual pieces and you write test code to do certain things on the machine and put it through its paces. It's like, you know, taking a car out on the track and seeing how fast it can actually corner. There's a bunch of different graphics modes, and so it's like half speed in the high resolution mode. But in the mid-resolution mode, which was clearly just sort of an afterthought, it's the same speed as the low-resolution mode. Jason already made this Crash Bandicoot character, who looks pretty much the same as the final Crash Bandicoot character, and so I had that draw on the screen, and we shrank it down to about the size it would be on the screen. I ran some code to actually calculate the number of pixels that each of his polygons occupied on the screen, and it turned out they were like, the average was like 1.2 pixels. So I'm like, well, why would we texture these polygons? We decided for characters, let's not use the texture mode. Let's just use the faster, easier to use shaded mode, which most people didn't do. Most people just use textures. And part of this is because we ran the tests and found that the non-texture mode ran twice as fast. Like if you didn't.
So what have we learned, Chad? You gotta test your shit. Especially if it's poorly translated from Japanese. Just try all the modes, see what the fuck happens. At least before you start like committing to one of them. Like, it seems funny that most people, I guess most people just like had a standard. They're like, well, this worked last project, which I know is how a lot of coding worked back then. Like, oh, it worked last time, let's just do it again. How's that unexpected, Jason?
People just use textures. And part of this is because we ran the tests and found that the
non-texture
shit ran
right?
twice as fast. Like if you didn't run the tests, you just sort of like used the numbers in the book, it just gave you one number. You know, so we figured out that PlayStation could actually draw a pretty decent number of polygons per second from the graphics hardware. But you have to do the math to figure out where those polygons are going to be. These days, like almost every computer and even your phone have advanced GPUs, and they have vertex units, and they do tremendous numbers, gigaflops often.
Gigaflops?
Multiply adds. But in those days, like most computers just did multiplies and adds one at a time on the CPU, and they could do like hundreds or thousands, not billions. This was a serious problem.
Then you got the Game Boy, where you're fucking lucky if you have more than fucking like 3 sprites on the screen without the game fucking done.
There was this fundamental problem in the PlayStation sort of hardware-software interaction where its math side was just not up to snuff. But we kind of knew that this was a software issue, that like Sony just wanted us to use these libraries like that they had written, but they weren't really like using the machine to its fullest.
So how does that happen? I guess one person designs it with one thing in mind, and then like the OS software, whatever people who make these libraries to help the devs took fucking lunch off and didn't give a fuck. No, like they is it just like broken telephone essentially? Like the guy who built it expected one thing, the guys who programmed it did another, and then through like mistranslations and all this other shit. Like, I wonder, just it's a mix of things probably, right? Software was ahead of hardware. Interesting. But I always find this stuff really fascinating. Just like, because I know it's just new too. Right? Like, they're trying to rush it out also. Because that was also a big part of this too, right? They're trying to beat Nintendo with a punch. And Sega too. So they were really trying to like rush it, but also make sure it was good. It's all fascinating. And obviously they got better at it. Because by like 98, 99, they're like 96 PlayStation games and like the 98 PlayStation games. That's like a huge jump, right? And then the 2000, like Chrono Cross and Final Fantasy 9, those look like hugely better than like even 7 and stuff like that. Or maybe they purposely didn't push it to its max, or just in case of like overheating or something. It was still in its infancy, so library designers probably didn't figure out. Oh, that's probably that too, right? Yeah, it's not like nowadays where it's like, just Google the answer. Back then, it's like, all right, Steve, you're the first person ever to make this. Good luck.
These libraries, we kind of knew that this was a software issue. That like Sony just wanted us to use these libraries like that they had written, but they weren't really like using the machine to its fullest. Somewhere in here, the designers had put hardware that was designed to do multiply adds because you need to do millions of them. But this was all hidden behind a bunch of like C programming language libraries that Sony had, which you gave them the numbers and it multiply added them. And those things performed terribly. All the graphics,
damn it, Sony!
100, 120,000, somewhere in that range, polygons per second drawn. The libraries could only transform the math for them for maybe like 5,000, 10,000, which was just not going to cut it. So the base tested performance on Vertex Math on the PlayStation 1 using the official Sony way of doing it, calling their graphics libraries, was like at least an order of magnitude off, like 1/10 of what it should be.
I know that was a big deal with the console generations, like last generation. Like Switch, PS4, and Xbox One are all x86, right? Which is why they pretty much all can have the same games. It's like they all finally decided to, like, they like all shook hands and were like, let's all actually just not be idiots. It was probably also just like the chips and stuff that were available, I assume. But I think ARM was not 3DS and like earlier stuff. Or maybe I'm thinking of other stuff or other things.
Libraries was like at least an order of magnitude off. Like
no, it was
1/10
like the Power PC or some shit.
Just didn't run fast enough.
A fix?
We kind of did what any sort of good scientist does, and you just sort of take it apart, and got enough of that figured out that I knew that there was like actually some real horsepower in there, but they were kind of like hiding it away. With that particular problem, through a series of campaigns through some of the guys I knew at Sony, the creative solution on both sides turned out to be, here's how it works. 2 pieces of paper slid across the desk. You didn't hear it from me. But that was actually enough. We just sort of...
Well, even the NES was supposed to be like a SNES. But they ended up downgrading the graphics for like cost reasons. This still kind of happens all the time. A lot of systems usually end up, they're like initially wanting to be more powerful than they can kind of do. Which makes sense, right? You kind of shoot higher than you're gonna probably achieve. But sometimes that has fucked over shit where like dev kits have stuff that the final build don't have. I've heard about that a few times. I never said NES was handling 3D. I was just saying NES was supposed to be like a SNES. It was supposed to have like arcade style graphics or whatever, and then they were like, wait, this is gonna be expensive as fuck in 86 or whatever. Probably look like Outrun or something. Then they were like, yeah, fuck that.
Systematically work through what was on there, and it turned out that there was this little sort of math side brain, it's called a coprocessor, inside Sony's custom
There's that new
CPU,
mapper for the
which
NES.
actually could do this very specific limited math that was needed to do the vertex transformation, and could actually do it just about the speed.
I love how the answer was just like, so just fuck the Sony library. And ooh, we actually have a real like, ooh, yes, here we go. Yeah, see, that's how yeah. It's supposed to have just like a better like color range and everything, essentially. Well, yeah, obviously we'll never actually know. But I definitely could see that happening. Like they probably shot for like a higher.
The GPU could consume.
But yeah, that's a very cool article.
Pretty much every dedicated gaming hardware since the beginning of arcade games, there's always been 2 pretty much always there main brands. You've got the graphics unit and you got the CPU. CPUs, like particularly old CPUs, move individual numbers, and that allows them to do anything that computers can do. But it's like they have one thought at a time. The graphics units, because graphics is a more game-specific area, it was some way in which it renders its graphics like in hardware. Early 80s games, even something like Galaga or whatever, where like the aliens are sweeping down, those are what are called sprites. The CPUs at the time could not draw sprites. These little graphics units were designed to do sprites and scrolling backgrounds. Basically, all of computer graphics technology has been driven by the video game. Yeah. You always had this balance in these machines between their sort of graphics brain and their sort of general math brain. Graphics units nowadays can do in parallel sometimes thousands of these same operations. And that's why the actual sort of processing power on a GPU is way more than a CPU. Like they have many gigaflops, they're teraflops on some of them, but they don't do as general stuff.
Yeah, he wants to fuck it, man.
Let me step back and explain gameplay in the 2D platform. Let's take Donkey Kong Country.
Yes!
You can move forward and backward in the level, sort of left and right, and you can jump up and down or jump up on a platform. But essentially it's kind of linear. Usually go to the right, and obstacles come to you. This goes all the way back to like Pitfall in like 1980.
Yo!
You might swing on a vine to swing over a bunch of spiky things.
By the way, this is how you know Activision was always so full of themselves. Even back then, they had to have their name like plastered on the fucking screen.
Back to like Pitfall in like 1980. You might swing on a vine to swing over a bunch of spiky things. Monsters may be crawling on the platforms or bees flying above. It's a linear progression. You can see where you're going, and it's sort of very fast paced. It's like jump, jump, strike, jump, jump, strike.
Bro, why haven't they actually made a new Pitfall? I know they try every couple years, but why haven't they? I'm surprised. Did they ever try to make like, you know, like a cringy, like grim, dark, like cover shooter fucking Pitfall or something? Some like Uncharted clone or something? Like, why did they not try to do that? I'm surprised they didn't. What the fuck?
So it's all kind of nicely lined up in 2D. The designer measures out this almost rhythmic, musical progression of the game. This is one of the things that makes these games really addictive and fun. Your progress in getting better at the game is to first learn the controls, to get good at being Donkey Kong, and then to learn the specific movements of the enemies.
Yo, this guy's
and the
killing
objects
it.
in the level.
This guy's crushing it.
A route. It's
Yo,
almost
what
like
the fuck?
playing back like in a rhythm.
Yo, is this the Naughty Dog devs?
3D, everything's
Bro, they're killing it.
added an extra dimension.
God damn.
Got this side to side too. If you've got in Donkey Kong Country or Mario, whatever, if 3 turtles are coming at you, you have to jump over or kill or knock away each of the turtles in succession. In 3D, you can just go to the.
Actually, even more fucked up about the Activision thing. It wasn't that back during the day when the developers weren't allowed to even put their names like on anywhere in the game, like because people were afraid of getting poached and stuff like that. And probably because they made the game in like a fucking week and they were embarrassed. But a lot of time their schedule was like, you have 1 week, make ET. So like Activision, like fuck you Activision, bro. Like yeah, I was gonna say it's not like the famous example, but same thing with like Donkey Kong on Atari that also got super rushed and stuff like that. Like all these games that they really shouldn't have fucked up. You know what I mean? Well, E.T., no one knew E.T. would fucking do what it did. I don't think anyone expected that. But in my opinion, I think it was a gradual decline of these really shitty ports. You know what I mean? It was like, why am I gonna play? Like, fuck this. Like, this is shit. Including one of your favorite PC companies. Yeah, I'm sad about Vicarious Vision sort of losing its identity. But they seem like they still exist in the sense of like this like appendage of Activision. So.
Away each of the LJN,
right? Were they even around in Atari?
3D, you can just go to the right and avoid them entirely. You've added a whole extra dimension to the space, and so there's too much empty space. And this had the effect of sort of diluting the ratio between choice and conflict. We had to figure out how to compensate for this in order to maintain the intense action pace.
Bro, I'm so invested.
We had this realization that basically we had added a dimension. So the simplest strategy was take out a dimension.
Fucking Naughty Dog, man. Geniuses. Fucking genius. Honestly, it's not a bad idea. It's not basically like what developers actually realized. Like, you know what I mean? Like in that after the awkward N64 years with like Mega Man Legends and shit. Although Capcom was still making 2D games. They were like the only company that didn't give up on 2D. But like once everyone kind of had their 3D fascination, everyone was like, oh yeah, you can do 3D and 2D like together. Yeah, that's like totally a thing. Well, why don't we just do that? Oh yeah. Crash Bandicoot already did it. Okay, we made it 3D. We spent all this time, all this budget, all these resources. Now scrap it all. But the best part is like Rare. It seemed like they got to that point with Banjo or Kazoo, as I said, it was called at that point, Kazoo, like the top-down Banjo-esque or Crash Bandicoot-esque kind of gameplay. And they probably looked at it and was like, "Bro, we can do better than this." Mario 64 did it, but of course, Mario 64 wasn't out by this point. I think this game came out in '94 or '95 or something.
But take out different dimensions in some way. An example of that was, say, like the boulder level. The dimension we're actually taking out there is time. It's not one of the 3 spatial dimensions. Because of the hurried nature of it, that the boulder is going to smush you if you don't move like now. You don't have the luxury to pick around those other dimensions. So it drives you through the otherwise sparser thing so fast that it feels just as intense.
That is what blew my mind, looking at the Mega Man 8 level editor, to find out that even on the PlayStation 1, Capcom was still making like tile-based games. Like Mega Man 8's like entirely tile-based. Like, you know what I mean? Like old school NES style, pretty much. It's like, huh.
And the hog level is a reverse of this. But instead of the
Like,
thing
don't
moving
change it. You know what I mean?
You
If it ain't
keep
broke.
moving at the things. Like you're on the hog, and you can't control how fast he goes. He's a wild hog. And you have to navigate, you know, really mostly left and right. And then we had the more normal 3D level. In something like Insanity Beach, we put walls of jungle up in order to sort of narrow that dimension down, not fully.
It's interesting because they do this, right? But it doesn't feel like claustrophobic. Even though it kind of is, right? Like, you can't move beyond this. And I guess they don't truly remove the dimension either, right? Like, you still can move, like, in a 3-dimensional way. So I think that also helps. Like, you're not limited to only, like, one movement style or, like, one direction.
But partially. And then there's other things to help narrow it down by, for example, the enemies, say like a crab or skunk.
Perception of depth, yeah.
They track
Get a camera distance.
you laterally. It doesn't mean we can't use the new dimension when we wanted to, because you can have a box on the left, a box on the right, and then you can make interesting things where they have to choose to face this peril and go over to that box, or if you're in like something like Hog Wild, we would deliberately do this. It might be that the spiky thing is over on the left with a box, and the clear path is on the right. So the simple way to survive that obstacle is to go all the way over the right and just ride past the spiky thing. Then you leave the box unbroken. You get the box, you have to,
can't
like,
save the
go to
game.
the last minute right in front of the spiky thing and just slide over. So it gives you this choice. Or timing elements, like on some of those 3D in-out type levels, like the rollers that go in there, and then you can time together things like you got these roller ones, and then you have like a platform for it, so you have to jump.
You'll never forget that one in the fucking
you can
lab.
add to the tension by making the
Get in the
platform
game.
like drop. It's like a time platform. You get on it, it goes, and then drops. And then we had other format levels where we took away a dimension. For example, there's a bunch of levels that are kind of like, say, the wall. It's essentially kind of 2D. I mean, you can come out, but we've just made a somewhat 2D level by fixing the camera looking to the side. And then there's another type of level where the camera's up like this, and Crash moves in a sort of grid, but there's not too much play with the up and down, and instead of being wide open, you're above something deadly on walkways. In each of these cases, we're like adding constraints or removing areas of degrees of freedom.
But the one thing I guess he didn't touch upon is that they do change it up. Like, even in that level he just showed with the lab here, like, you start by going like straight, then you go left, then you go up and right. Like, you kind of have different
Crash
like
moves in a sort of grid, but there's not too much play with the up and down, and instead
I don't
of
know,
being
he says there
wide
isn't, but I
open,
feel like there is.
You're above something deadly.
Like, you're always moving in a
on
different
walkways.
direction.
In each of these cases, we're like adding constraints or removing areas
But I
of,
get what he's getting
degrees
at.
of freedom to try to narrow it down and increase the intensity. Because we have this extra dimension, the game is more varied than a traditional 2D one would be, because we're removing different dimensions in different levels. We have like 7, 10 different strategies for removing dimensionality. Boxes, too, actually were designed to fill in the void. There's not actually that many enemies on screen because we couldn't support that many, but we filled in the empty spaces to a large extent with boxes, and then they can.
I like to imagine this guy is just like giga chatting this during the entire interview. Just fucking like, you know, like no death, getting every box, like first try, fucking
drop down in the stacks and you can create puzzles.
Yeah, exactly. I get that, Prodigy. I totally get that. Like, the fact that it is only moving up and down, even though it looks like you could move other ways, but you know in the way it's designed that you can't. It narrows down the challenge, much like a 2D game. That's usually why 2D games are like so like fun, or like you either love them or hate them kind of thing. It's kind of what you see is what you get in a lot of cases. Like, if you see a bad guy coming towards you, like, you're either going to shoot him or jump on him, whether it's Mega Man or Mario. So, and same thing here, right? You're either going to spin or you're going to jump. So, but if things were coming at you from 8 directions all the time, it could get very like overwhelming. Like, even in like Banjo, even though it's 3D, or even in Mario 64, typically the enemies don't come from behind out of nowhere. They're usually like from a distance and they'll come at you. And I'm sure that's very intentional, right? Except for like a boo. But even with the boos, you can hear them and there's cues. So yeah, I would say it's all very interesting. But the N64 also was more powerful, right? So
out of, and so they had, for what's a simple object, you know, a few polygons and a few rules, they're incredibly versatile.
cut.
we totally knew we wanted to do this kind of animation, never really been seen in video games, like this sort of Looney Tunes style, distorting animation.
Yo, greatest of all time.
It's a very
scene
stretchy,
right
rubbery style of animation, which is done in traditional cell animation.
Yeah, the
that meant
CRT.
the characters had to really animate. Traditionally, in sort of low polygon 90s era graphics, you would make your characters by constructing a very small number of bones. Upper arm bone, lower arm bone, head bone. And you would stick all of the art that pertained to that character's upper right leg on the upper right leg bone. And the bone was like a rigid thing. It was like a joint. It could be rotated or moved. It could kind of go like...
One more time. Can you go one more time?
Leg bone. And the bone was like a rigid thing. It was like a joint. It could be rotated or moved. It could kind of go like... And
I love how it's even like imitating robot.
if you wanted fingers, you had to have like lots of bones. That was just too much math for the PlayStation handle. We just knew it could never handle tons of bones.
That's like such a weird thought. So, honey, how was work today? Well, I had to remove all the bones from Crash Bandicoot today. Oh.
And you certainly couldn't do something like, say he gets his hand hit by a hammer in a cartoon. Well, what happens? It swells up like a balloon, or it gets flattened into a pancake and something like that. Well, you just couldn't do that at all with the whole bone system. A game like Virtual Fighter in the arcade used the classic bone system. Now, this worked okay for a fighting game because there's not a ton of deformation.
Yeah, you can definitely figure out with like old school rigging, right? Because they typically just, like you was mentioning, like, they didn't have the processing power to do more than like head, body, arms, maybe a hand, and like legs and feet. You know what I mean? Like kind of like a very basic skeleton. And like essentially like even nowadays games, they always start from there, right? So essentially like I know current day games, they have like muscle systems and like blood systems and like all sorts of crazy shit that they can essentially simulate depending on the game and usage and company and all that kind of shit. Like Naughty Dog games nowadays do that kind of shit where like they simulate like veins, like how human veins work and shit like that. So essentially, it's like dressing this up more and more. And then obviously they get more joints and stuff as technology improves too, right? Not because of technology itself, but because it can handle more like even back then, you could throw in like a PS5 asset, but the PlayStation 1 would be like, no! Well, probably couldn't handle it anyway. You'd have to convert it into whatever it could do.
Use the classic bone system. Now, this worked okay for a fighting game because there's not a ton of deformation, but the characters are a little stiff. With bones, it's almost impossible or very difficult to do facial animation too.
Reboot! Of all the... Yo, I need someone to be like, yes, reboot right now. Not faking it, but actually knowing. It's what Koya. I come from the net. My job, to protect the mainframe. My role, Guardian.
I come from the net, through systems, peoples, and cities, to this place, mainframe. My format, Guardian, to mend and defend. To defend my newfound friends, their hopes and dreams. To defend them from their enemies.
Look at this silicone workstation. Look at this silicone workstation. Banger music. Yo, Smithy's coming.
They say the user lives outside the net and inputs games for pleasure. No one knows for sure, but I intend to find out. Reboot!
But did he have fingers?
But I intend to find out.
Yo, they have no fingers. They got no fingers, bro. They kinda got fingers. Yo, she's just going like this. Yo, she's badass.
No
God's
one knows
badass,
for
yo.
sure, but I intend to find out. Reboot!
Yeah, no, we're going back. I just wanted to show that if no one's ever seen Reboot. Yeah! Well, what's your question, Kuja? What do you want to know?
stiff. With Bones, it's almost impossible or very difficult to do facial animation too, and we knew we really wanted facial animation. What kind of cartoon character doesn't like smirk or wink? Is it even possible to get that kind of animation like on a Silicon Graphics workstation? So Jason made this crash model, and he set about trying to do cool and wacky animations with him. And he found, with some work, you could get the Power Animator to actually do it, because it had these sophisticated bone and vertice weighting tools and these distortion fields, and the way that the Power Animator did those things was just not.
Is that why Grunty has such a long fucking finger in that one in the randomizer yesterday?
And
the game's doing the demo scene. You know how old school games you see that thing where if you let them play, they would play the game and it would play itself?
Work. You could get the
It's doing the demo
Power
scene.
Animator to actually do it.
Wait, did I go too far?
Model. And he set about.
I had the wrong way, that's why. See, this is the what do you call it? The attract screen, I think is what they're called. So that it doesn't usually say Crash Bandicoot during the game.
Trying to do.
But see how it says Crash Bandicoot, it says press start. You probably, it might be blurry for you. But no, it's playing the, as someone who owns the goddamn game, it's doing the attract screen. You know how Banjo-Kazooie does that thing where it's boop boop boo, boop boop boo, boop boop boo. Every game back in the day had this shit. Even Mario 64 has this shit if you wait long enough. But yeah, this is the attract screen. Because he's been playing it during the interview. I know you came in late, Kuja. There's a few times he actually played the game. He actually turned around and was playing it. So I know the game's hooked up. Yeah, it's hard to see if the light's on. I can't see if the PlayStation light's on. It's right on the top, right?
So Jason made this crash model, and he set about trying
of
to
course.
do cool and wacky animations with him. And he found, with some work, you could get the.
Yo, I love how this is just what you do.
Power Animator tag.
Oh!
Because it had these sophisticated bone and vertice weighting tools and these distortion fields, and the way that the Power Animator did those things was just not possible on the PlayStation. These are all things that used the expensive floating point hardware that was on the Silicon Graphics workstation, and it couldn't even do them in real time. It had to render them, but a video game is real time. You have to do everything in a 30th of a second. So this was another big problem because he wanted that animation really, really bad.
Yeah, right here. This is a perfect example. This is what the skeleton looks like in a video game. Nowadays, it's way more complicated, right? They have more pieces. But so you know what I mean? This weird triangle thing is the head. This is their shoulders. This is the upper arm, forearm. And then yeah, the hand is basically just it's that's why a lot of the hands were just like this. You know what I mean? They wouldn't really move. They just kind of chill. Yeah, fingers. Yeah, that's one of the big. That's the little details that people take for granted that they're not really realizing are the big advancements nowadays. It's not so much the graphical fidelity as much as animations and fluidity and real time lighting and stuff like that. Yo, this intro is sick. I love how it's just a fucking normal turtle. I love just a little normal turtle. I can't hear this on the thing of the nerd. Ass! Who wants to play some shitty games? Yeah, Callisto Protocol just looks like Dead Space, but spiritual successor. I've never actually played them. Fun fact. Actually, no, it's not totally true. I played a little bit. But I've never actually beat them or anything. It's funny how that's oh, is it the oh, it just repeats. But for me, it was definitely the Ninja Gaiden. I always thought Ninja Gaiden 1's intro was super impressive as a kid. I was always holy shit.
I'm well, we can read the positions
That's
of all
so
the
true,
vertices.
yeah.
If you know where the positions of all the vertices are in every frame, then it doesn't matter what kind of bones. The
Mega Man 2 is
SGI
also
can
epic.
use 1,000 bones, and it's all the same. You're just drawing the polygons and their vertice positions, and it can be done.
Yeah, look, that's like a perfect example of the transformation.
Frame.
Look
And it
at this one more
doesn't
time.
matter what kind of bones. The SGI can use 1,000 bones, and it's all the same. You're just drawing the polygons and their vertice positions, and it can be done even quite fast. You don't have to do any bone work, so you don't have to spend any CPU on bones. But the problem with that strategy is then you have an animation where it's 30 frames a second, and Crash is like 500 vertices, maybe like 600 polygons. You got to store the position in every frame animation for every vertex. That's a lot of data. But at the same time, we also are already committed down this crazy memory strategy to 30-fold our data. So, well, we can handle a bit more data than other people can. So we would bake down the animation data using all of Jason's fancy effects in Power Animator. I did it and it worked because the PlayStation development unit had like 8 or 32 megs of memory. So you could have a much bigger thing than would ever work on the real machine. So we're working with this for months, and always I'm thinking, we're gonna have to fit it in there somehow. It's just so huge, it's gonna have to get smaller. But it had...
No. Out of the OG PS1s, I wouldn't say 1's the best. 2's probably the best, followed by 3. But I could see the debate for 3 being the best. 1 is not the best. Especially on PS1. No way, 1's not the best. No way. But, on Insane Trilogy, there is a strong debate for 1 being one of the best. I'm not even gonna lie. Like I said, I love how they kind of fixed it a little bit. Oh, you mean Dead Space? I thought you were about Crash. Oh yeah, for Dead Space, yeah, I've heard it just basically goes down in quality. Like 1's the best. 2's also pretty good. I heard some people like actually like 2 more. And then 3 is like, don't talk about 3. The Mega Man is the start, that's not the best. Yeah. But no, for Dead Space, I've heard the opposite for sure. Where like 1 is often considered the best, but some people think 2 is better. I have heard that as well. Yeah, Crash 2 is like, it's like Uncharted 2. It's like Naughty Dog's usual thing, where the second game is like leaps and bounds better.
Fit it in there somehow. It's just so huge.
Yeah, 3 gets weird in Crash 3.
I had this hunch that there really wasn't so much data in a mathematical sense, that we could write a domain-specific compressor, it's called, for this. So what that means is data...
Yeah, well, yeah, if you didn't know, Coin Pusher, they basically turned number 3 into like a co-op, like, you know, like generic-ass, like, buddy game. Apparently had a cool psychological twist with the co-op thing, but it, like, changed the tone from, like... It basically turned into, like, Resident Evil 5 or Resident Evil 6. You know, if the first game was, like, Resident Evil 2 or 1 or something, the later games, like, you know, Resident Evil 5 or 6, where it's just like, why is he doing backflips?
A domain-specific compressor, it's called, for this. So what that means is data in a sort of computer science theory has a certain complexity. There's a pattern to it and limits to it. And with like the animation data, it can tolerate some data loss. This same theory is why JPEG works, and why JPEG totally changed the internet and totally changed how images are stored. For JPEG, you transform the image into frequency space, a difficult mathematical transform, and you throw away the high frequency junk, flip it back, and depending on how much junk you throw away, it looks better or worse, but it's still like the most important parts of the image, and it got like 120.
Not the cat! Not the cat!
If the 30th the size, because you took out the unimportant stuff. But I was pretty convinced that this animation data was like that you could take out the high frequency information, you know, like a vertex's waist, it wouldn't move up and down that much. Mark wrote this program where he took a bunch of the animations and it analyzed every component, every vertex, and calculated the kind of the dynamic range or the amount of change that occurred across animations, and found that indeed the information change was quite low. Like they just didn't do much. So it turned out we could use this very specialized thing where it would analyze a particular animation, and then it would figure out the range that all these things, and would have a map at the beginning that said that like vertex 7 Y, low information, so it only needs 2 bits and it moves over this range, and this one needs this many bits. The end was something like 50 or 80 to 1 compression. Like the data got like, you know, 50th the size.
Damn.
In looking at the original PlayStation one design. While it was well designed and balanced, the machine had 2 megabytes of RAM and 1 megabyte of VRAM. But it also had the CD drive, which was 640 megabytes.
It seemed like so many of the time, the answer was basically just compress. Like Resident Evil 2 on the N64, like how they fit that 2 gigabyte game into a, what, like a 200 megabyte cartridge. It's pretty incredible with how they like deleted like secondary frames and like just like a lot of interesting compression techniques and stuff. It's always interesting to me like how this all works. Yeah, like they spend all this money. And the best part too is like they don't even really know if it's gonna work. They spend all this money on these workstations and they're kind of like
one design. While it was well designed and balanced, the machine had 2 megabytes of RAM and 1 megabyte of VRAM. But
that
it
is
also
true.
had the CD drive, which was
Or there's already
640
scripts.
megabytes of read-only storage. And that's a lot more. The ratio is very big.
Yeah, RE2 is 2 gigs because it was 2 discs. If you didn't know, the original Resident Evil 2 on PS1 was a 2-disc game. And that was mostly because of the CG cutscenes, the FMVs.
Hey, man!
Because back in the day, FMVs, they couldn't really compress them and shit. You know what I mean? They basically just sat on the fucking disc, like, as the file, pretty much. Yo, Omega, what's good? So, Leon was disc 1 or whatever, and Claire was disc 2, or whichever, I can't remember the order. But you'd have to actually switch discs, depending on which character you chose. Even Resident Evil 1, all the Resident Evil games on GameCube, except for I think Resident Evil 4, I think might have, no, I think was Resident Evil 4 2 disc? I don't remember if it was or not. No, I think it was 1 disc, Resident Evil 4. But I know Resident Evil 1 and 0 were both 2 discs. A lot of them, I think only Resident Evil 3 wasn't 2 disc. But even like Code Veronica and stuff like that, I think was. I can't remember.
So I had the theory it would be
Metal Gear
possible
Solid, yeah.
to make levels much bigger than...
But yeah, each disc is 800 megabytes. So that's basically 2 gigs, right? It's like 1.7 or some shit.
megabytes. Like in a normal game,
or whatever.
You have a game like Twisted Metal or something. You go to the Eiffel Tower level, and it would load the Eiffel Tower level into, say, 1 megabyte. So they would have a certain amount of art in them. An animation was about 1 megabyte's worth.
I really hope that's how the PlayStation... I know it's not how it did it. But imagine if this is how the PlayStation loaded data.
Game like Twisted Metal or something. You go to the Eiffel Tower level, and it would load the Eiffel Tower level
Give me the art!
Say, 1 megabyte. So they would have a certain amount of art.
Give me the level!
Was about 1 megabyte's worth. Now,
you always wonder how much of that space he had to fit? Whoa, fun fact, Kuja Killer, if you didn't know, Final Fantasy VII could fit on 1 disc, but the FMVs is what makes it 3 discs. The actual game of Final Fantasy VII is on all 3 discs. All the cutscenes, everything. But the FMVs get changed out. So there's actually a thing you can do where you can switch out the disc like mid-game, and like it would still keep running like normal. Unless it loads an FMV, then it's gonna load the FMV that's on that disc instead. You can do it in the PC version, the old school one as well, because I remember I used to fuck around with that. I distinctly used to fuck with that. But the game's actually on all the discs. The FMVs were just that big. Especially the ending credits. Like, disc 3 is literally just the ending credits, pretty much. Like, that, like, 30-minute cutscene, you know what I mean?
you could do various things to try to squeeze that down, but there's no way getting around this basic thing, and people didn't really try. Here's how basic.
I'm just... Sure, let's... Let me say that each disc is around 450 megabyte and they add up to a total of 1.317 megabyte, or like, what, 1.3 gigs? What I need to like, and that's, I want to know, like, yeah. Oops. I know the budget was 45 million is the biggest budget ever for a video game. FF7 fits in a regular 2 gig cartridge. And I can find it one day. I need to like, someone's gotta have a breakdown somewhere. I'm sure someone like decompressed the game or something. We can find out. Your disc went in FF. Yeah, you knew with FF8, right? Yeah, and that was a trick you could do. Yeah, if your disc was scratched, as long as you could get the game booted up, you could switch it out and then play the game like through the part where it's scratched or whatever, and then you like switch it back or whatever. But yeah, some cutscenes were fucked. Yeah, I remember that too. Oh my god. And that's why I learned about that. Yeah, I'm curious about that too. Chat, if anyone's got the good sleuthing skills, find out how much each part of FF7, like on the disc it took. Like how much on disc 1 was the game, how much was FMVs. I would assume it's probably like 400. It's at around 400-ish, right? Then I guess what is the other 300, the FMV maybe? I don't know. And sometimes they had to put junk data on the disc to fill it out. Whether to get faster loading speeds because it's faster on the edges, or just because I think it's weird sometimes with writing discs.
CD works.
Back
So
then.
the computer, the CPU and the GPU can only really access stuff that's in the memory right now. Every 30th of a second in a video game is a right now.
Yeah, the game is on all the
Render
discs.
my frame. Anything that you're actually going to draw right now, any animation you're going to be using right now, any sound you're going to be playing right now, has to be in memory. Because you can get to
Oh,
the
that's so
memory
cool, Coin
quickly.
Pusher.
The CD takes about a third of a second to move its head to any specific spot on the CD. It takes some time to actually load the data.
I love how this is like so fucking bad. They're like doing it with Wampa fruits. And also, look at that picture of Crash. He's like, yo, I'm gonna fuck your bitch.
It could load a megabyte in maybe 6 seconds or something. So you can't just go draw one frame and go get a new different megabyte off the disk because it's going to take you 8 seconds to get that different megabyte off the disk. Well, what are you going to do? Just sit there, do nothing for 8 seconds? You can do that between levels. So when a level switches, that's why a typical game would go to a loading screen and they'd load that whole megabyte or whatever.
Bro, that one whole megabyte that you had for your game for a level without loading.
Off the disk. The CD is just a further storage. It's bigger, but it's slower. It's further away from being able to use it. But why can't you use it? It's there on an early PlayStation game. And they have like 1 megabyte levels or 2 megabyte
That's a lot
levels.
of to be fair, back then that must have been pretty mind blowing. They were still working in fucking bits, right? They were like a megabyte. What the fuck?
CD is 640. Well, that means they could fit 300 levels on the CD. Did they have 300 levels? No. That would take them like 10 years to make the game. So the CD is just mostly empty, or they fill it all with music because music is kind of fat or video or something. But a lot of times it's just empty. Games like Twisted Metal might only be 50 megs on the disc. And so every game's
Final
levels
Fantasy
are going
VII?
to look
Come on.
like roughly a megabyte, maybe a megabyte and a half of data. Now that was sufficient. Many, many PlayStation games were made, but it was part of my theory that didn't have to be so.
Gentle music.
My idea was that I would use advanced virtual memory techniques to swap chunks of data in and out from the, like basically, so if the level was, let's call it 30 megabytes, well, maybe you only need at any one moment in time, 1 megabyte, but the level's actually 30 megabytes. I would chunk the entire level into 64K pages, and then there were chunks of data. They could be something, anything from a crash animation, some crash code, a piece of background. Chunks had to be less than 64K. Like you piled them in until the page was almost full, but they couldn't go across pages, or you'd have to break the chunks into smaller chunks. Then the level consisted of...
Ooh, I've never seen one of the beta pictures before. That's cool. That makes sense to design it from a bird's eye view for a Crash game. Because that's basically what your thing is. It's funny though, it's like, here's our platformer. All right, so where do they platform? What do you mean? With your game, you did a test with Nestopia that let you put a 1 megabyte huge save RAM. So at boot up, I read the whole entire 1 megabyte in graphics and stored RAM. For like 8 seconds. That's not too bad for the NES. So the PlayStation was like, what, like half the speed? Also, Willy! Oh, that was back when he was Willy Wombat, probably. Bro, that's how old this shit is. Willy the Wombat's in this shit.
30 megs of pages, 16, 18 pages that could fit in memory. So the problem is, can I arrange the chunks in the level such that at any one point in the level, I never need more than 16 pages worth of data? And you can actually take the same chunk, duplicate it into multiple pages if that makes the whole puzzle work out better. The game is constantly, it's figured this out in advance, but it's constantly figuring out which pages it's gonna load in if you're going this way and which pages it's gonna load in if you're going that way. And it throws away old pages that it doesn't need and loads new ones into their place. Any page can replace any other page, as long as you never need more than 16 active ones at once. Crash textures are all pretty sharp with a lot of color and detail, and Tomb Raiders are like all washed out and pixely and whatever because they only have so much memory. They don't have any place to put all that extra texture. We had 20, 30 times the amount of space for it. Or the number of polygons in the level. Something like Tomb Raider, it's pretty blocky, like square.
I love how he's just shitting on Tomb Raider. Just like, he's just like, yeah, well, in Tomb Raider, they fucking sucked. Bro, did you see Tomb Raider? Fuck that game.
For it. Or the number of polygons in the level. Something like Tomb Raider, it's pretty blocky, like square corridors and whatever. And Crash has like weird shapes and whatever because we have many more polygons. There were a bunch of different technologies that serve this, but the memory was a huge one. So this was one of my sort of like patents. I have a whole bunch of patents in it on this actually. I was definitely one of the first people to see that you could really use that storage on the CD or the disk drive, it didn't really matter, as like a dynamic part of your game to sort of expand it. That's done all the time now.
Fear not, plumber boy, the bandicoot will come. I'm coming to get you now.
I think one of the core legacies of Crash Bandicoot is that games can have their own distinct stylistic personality and art style. And yes, to some extent, many did before. I mean, Mario has its own sort of Mario style, but it's very much an old-timey video game style. But Crash had its own consistent world, which draws, obviously, from American cartoon style. And so, but the entire Crash product, by that I mean our first 4 games, are consistent within that style. The originals still play quite well, and they still look pretty good, even like on a PlayStation 1, because the style sort of transcends the specifics of the pixels. Early on in making it, we had this totally arrogant half hope, half idea, and it was another major factor in choosing the PlayStation, was that Nintendo has Mario, and Sega has Sonic. Sony doesn't seem to have a mascot.
No, they tried to have a mascot. Bro, does anyone remember the PS1 mascot before Crash? What's his name? Where is he? I never remember his fucking name. Had this like PS1 mascot guy. Bro, the shit's like so old and no one gives a fuck anymore. Can't even find it. Who cares?
So, if we make a mascot...
Yeah! Yeah! The sleep paralysis demon face thing.
Sony doesn't seem to have a mascot. So...
Yeah, I love how they showed it!
And
that was it!
Sonic.
They showed it for like a frame. They showed it for literally like a frame.
So, if we...
That fuck! This was supposed to be Sony's mascot. Then they were like, yeah, no.
If we make a mascot game, style game, on the Sony machine, like, we might not have the same competition. And then there was this fairly immediate buzz where they're like, we have to have this game. Like, we have to make sure it's, like, only on the PlayStation. And, like, we deliberately set up to be in the position to maybe do it. And then we sort of instigated it. But that it worked out was, like, kind of miraculous. Did it. But our dream was to become the mascot. Now, Sony never even when they bought it, they never like officially, they're like, oh, it's not a mascot. We don't have a mascot, like, and whatever. But like everyone assumed it was a mascot. And they got so behind it that they just bought the rights from Universal.
Hey, plumber boy, mustache man, your worst nightmare has arrived.
Crash Bandicoot started off selling well, but it just kept on going and going and going. Crash Bandicoot, the first one, sold better in its second year, maybe in its third.
Bro, this is why people are like, why doesn't Nintendo like release like a Mario every year? This is why. Because Nintendo's like, man, should we release Breath of the Wild 2? Breath of the Wild still #1 on Nintendo Switch sales charts at full price.
Year, and I'm pretty sure that when we shipped CTR in the Christmas week of CTR, Crash Bandicoot 1 sold more copies in that week than it had ever sold previously.
Like, as I start making games, this is like my goal. I want some kind of like evergreen game that's gonna fucking like, not even like do this numbers. That's like that everyone fucking wants that. But just like sort of like consistent, you know what I mean? Like, just always sells.
First of all, it was a really broad appeal game. Like everyone could kind of play it, whether you were a young kid or you were hardcore.
Like it's so fascinating, right? Yeah. Like that's the one. That's why like I've been trying to get into like game development myself, because like I find it so fascinating. Cause it's like one of those rare arts where like it doesn't die after the performance is done, so to speak. Like once you put in your work, it's not over. Like it is for like a stage show or something like that. Where like you can sell recordings of it, but it's not like the same thing. Like the game's always going to be the game. So whether you play it in 96 or in 99, it's still the exact same experience. And I find that so fascinating because like you don't get that with a lot of things. Even with like music, it can get aged, right? Although video games can be aged too, right? You can play a game 20 years too late and then wonder why the bosses are fucking insane. But
that week than it had ever sold previously. First of all, it was a really broad appeal game. Like everyone could kind of play it, whether you were a young kid or you were a hardcore gamer. It wasn't highly violent, but the characters were appealing. It was funny, and the gameplay was like pretty intense and approachable. So you could just sit down and play it. And this is one of the things that we really wanted for it. I wanted a game that you didn't have to think too hard about. Crash Bandicoot was really the crucible in which the Naughty Dog philosophy was forged. That every element that goes into the game needs to be great, because we wanted to make a truly great game, a game that was going to be a hit, a classic. And in order to do that, we came to believe that everything in it had to be great. Then you needed the best technology possible to make all that happen. The better your technology, the better the game could feel, the better it could look. If you got enough of these things all right, you could sort of transcend mediocrity to become like a gaming masterpiece.
Yo, these are sick. We gotta watch more of these. That was really sick. That's like the kind of stuff I've been looking for. This like highly in-depth like breakdowns. I was already subscribed to them. That's funny. But you know what I mean? Like I love this like just like really like getting into the nitty-gritty. Really getting into it. Well, that's the street. No, imagine. Let's play some Diddy Kong. Like a year after my first time, I tried to force yourself to never look or touch Moises 4 again. And one day, a couple years later, it came back to it. Why don't you force yourself? Oh no way. To be fair, if you do wait long enough, you can get some of those moments. Like I replay Phoenix Wright games, but I don't replay them like every year or something. I replay them like every like 5 years. Because usually by year 5, I'm like, I remember the plot, but I totally don't remember the like specific like evidence for each case. You know, it's like stuff like that where you kind of like you trying to figure it out. And that totally does happen. Like you really want to experience the game again, and like sometimes you just can't, right? And I've totally had that too. Or like you just overplayed the game essentially. Not you, but just like the person in the example. Alright, we gotta stick with our homie. Yeah, no, seriously. To be honest, I don't even feel like it's a waste. Because like it actually is like that's why I like those kind of videos, because they're not like fluff pieces. Like it literally talks about like, he talked about like the design process, like you know what I mean? Like how they figured it out from a problem to a solution. Like even just like these kind of like problem solving strategies, which you can apply in your own like life or in your own projects and stuff. It's not like you're just sitting there watching like some mindless shit, right? It's like watching like TED Talks or something. Like, you know what I mean? There's gonna be like some kind of like thought. And I feel like if you're getting something with it, I feel like that goes a long way. Like some kind of additional like, yeah, and then yeah, there's history, there's like tech, there's like knowledge that can be applied in your own life, like in regards to like problem solving and stuff. Like there's a lot of value in it. No, there's nothing wrong with watching like a funny show to turn off your brain. But sometimes you need to do that too, right? I guess it's all about moderation. If all you ever do every single day is just watch the same show, and you never ever like like do anything else, or I don't know, you know what I mean? Remember we almost beat this last time? We got so close twice. But he had to be a fuck. Had to be a fuck. Yeah, I'm glad y'all are down for the documentary stuff. I'm that you're all into it as much as I am. Well, actually, you know what? Let's try the bonus. It's already failed. Like, we're already lost. Doesn't hurt to practice here. Alright. Cool. Let's do it. Yeah, Gaming Historians. I like Gaming Historian. I think Stray Fox, like, that channel's way better, in my opinion. But, I just like his presentation and style and all that. But Gaming Historian, I hate the fake voice thing. I really hate that fake voice thing. When it's like, all games should be designed like this. Shigeru Miyamoto. And it's like not the guy saying it. It's like some random ass dude. I don't know why it bugs me so much. And it's not even like the narrator saying it. It's like they get someone else to pretend to be him. I don't know. It's also weird to me. I'm not a fan of that. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, that's why I'm not mad at the channel, because there is a lot of like in-depth information that can be hard to find, or like some of those beta pictures, or like, you know, Miyamoto at his CRT computer working on his grid paper, like stuff that's like harder to find, so to speak. But like I said, I love it for like the information. I am just not a fan of the voice. I'm thinking of the right channel. I'm pretty sure it's Gaming Historian, where he does the like, he does the quote but pretends to be the guy. Isn't Gaming Historian the guy who does the gaming version of it? Does Internet Historian also do Gaming Historian, or do gaming stuff as well? Bro. You can't blame me if they have very similar names. Yeah, whoever the gaming guy is, like the one who did the Mario World hour-long one that just came out, and he like pretends to be like Miyamoto during it. Which one am I talking about? That's like some Vinesauce Vsauce shit. I was talking about Gaming Historian. Isn't that who you're talking about?
In 2015,
literally, isn't that who you're talking about? This is the channel that I think is like, it's good, but kind of cringy. Isn't that literally, this is who you're talking about?
Coming in at number 1 on almost 20% of all.
Because he does like the fake voices or whatever. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, yeah. He's like trying to argue that it's not. I'm like, that's the guy. I had to show my example. This coin pusher's not believing me for some reason. I'm just saying, like, Gaming Historian was the guy I was talking about. Whether Internet Historian's the same guy, I feel like it would make sense from a brand standpoint, but sometimes they branch into different subjects, right? Like, that's how YouTube sometimes works. With the algorithm or whatever the fuck. I have no idea. That is beyond my knowledge, unfortunately. Oh, we're actually doing pretty decent this time. Okay. I'm saying if they're not the same person, that's bad marketing, or I don't know, is that good or bad marketing? I don't even know. I missed the easy balloon, that's not good. Ba-ba-da-da. Don't even dare make a slight mistake. Bap, bap, bap. Yeah! We're this invested now. You might as well find out. We might have lost. I got slightly stuck on a wall. I'm still just gonna practice. Bruh. Remember when the Summer of DK and Banjo is gonna take 37 million hours because of the fucking dinosaur boss and Diddy Kong Racing? It's rubber banding piece of shit. Bap. Bap. Bada bap. Bap. Yo, Chungus! Okay, we're getting a slightly better. Well, I actually got him. Oh, that would have been too good. That would have been too good. Oh. Into the channel section. That's so weird, yeah. Just one of those, like, they probably both made their channel at the same time 20 million years ago. Whatever shit. It's like reminds me of the Vine Sauce, Vsauce shit. Wow, that sucks so hard. GG. The worst part is, this isn't even like the hard part, from what I understand. When people have talked about this game, they don't go, oh man, fuck that dinosaur boss. They usually say either fuck TT or fuck Whizpig or fuck some other fuck. So I'm scared. If this is the easy boss, shit in my drawers right now. What the fuck? I got stuck on the shadow. He's just a little in first place. It's still good. It's still good. He's just a little up the mountain. It's still good. It's still good. No, you bitch! He does slow down at the end. So I do know you could, like, if I can get there quick enough, I could sneak past.
Tough luck, kid. Maybe next time. Come back whenever you're ready.
I'm ready. Don't make me tap the sign. Alright, here we go. Don't make me tap the sign. Here we go. You can like politely cut him off. You have a chance. Alright, it's a really good run so far. I've done literally everything perfect. I'm still not even close at all. Well, GG. Not really, but there goes the lead. Those are like half mistake I could make. And there's the real mistake. Try to thread the needle. Hit him right in the nuts. Look at this bullshit! Bro! So yeah, I see you winning there, son. You always want to get that Mario Kart boost when the level starts? Yep. Yeah, that much is true. You definitely want the boost. You need this boost too. Fuck off! Fuck off. That sucks. GG. You little bitch! Oh! Never give up. Trust your instincts. I totally cheated him. That was so cheap. I was the cheating AI this time. I was the cheating AI.
Now try the trophy challenge.
Here's one on the pipe.
See you later.
The pipe. Yo, this guy's smoking pipe. Look at him. Oh, he's gone. You have one piece of the amulet. There are 3 more. I know. I know, that was super rigged. Like, bro. Let's go. Let's go. It's TT time!
Time trial. Hi there. Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial. 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 Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial. Time trial on. Time 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 trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial.
What'd you? Time trial, time trial, time trial, time trial. Okay, I'll do it next time. I just saw that, Kuja. I'll do it for the next one. Hey, homie, I'm gonna hit you in the car! Oh, no, I can't. It won't let me. And that was an old waddle.
Select your vehicle.
It's a little fucking...
Can I help you?
Yo, his dick just got chopped by my blades. And that's my TED Talk. Bop, bop. So I learned about how you can use the loop-de-loop. Get you more shit. Frosty Village.
Frosty Village.
Time trial, time trial, time trial, time trial. Time trial on, time trial off, time trial on, time trial off, time trial, time trial, time trial, time trial, time trial. Oh, this fucking one, I remember. We never finished this. We gotta get the coins. There's quick imagination where the elephant comes to reward you but falls down his carpet. Like, he like trips. Okay, it's on the left. This is just our scouting level. I'm going down and I know. Looking around. Going round and I suck and know. I just wanna go look now. Ooh, whoa. And I'm going round, I just look as I touch the ground. Looking round, I don't touch the ground. I just wanna stick my dick in a faucet. Woo! Out the way, tiger. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, I did get some bananas. I'm a hungry squirrel. I always fuck that up. Walking in a winter wonderland. Where's the last coin? I never remember this. Oh no, it's over here. Yeah, we're good, we're good, we're good. Go for it! Good if I get something. There we go. I should have went for the shortcut shit. What are you doing, Conker, you crazy fuck? You got stuck going the other way, which is pretty rare. I never usually do that. First time I ever actually did that. Fuck. Damn it, Conker, you're not drunk enough yet. One day you'll be drunk. Fuck, I'm missing everything. Oh god, that's not good. Why is first like a mile away? Look how far away first is on the map. Bottom right. Like, bruh. I've already lost. Fuck! Fuck! Got a little camera, like, look at the stage. You're messing up the boost. And I go dancing around and I touch all the ground. Looking around. And I'm driving drunk. Yo! The pipe. I already know this stuff, but also I don't want spoilers. I appreciate it, but I'm good. He's gonna be like, if you know it, why aren't you doing it? That's my first time. I don't really want to be backseated. But I forgot to write it in my title this time. Fuck. Okay. Nana. I appreciate the... It's just like going straight. But then you turn, okay. Fuck. Hey kids, look at the next... It won't be 2 hours. Da, 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 da. Out the way. I way overshot that. Okay, so if I go to the right side, don't try to go for the left coin. Oh, for a kid! This is their summer. This is theirs. I never had this as a kid. Like I said, I only ever played it like rentals and stuff. I don't even know if I actually really rented it. Or just more of a at friend's house or whatever. McDonald's kiosk, as I talked about. Definitely remembered at the McDonald's kiosk. But... Fuck. Fuck. We're getting better though, kinda. Misses every banana, misses every boost. We're getting better. Wanna go when I touch my pants. Burp, 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 burp. Which one did I miss? Hey kids, do you like violence? You want me to stick Diddy Kong on each one of my eyelids? Oh, I really fucked up with this coin. I have no idea where it is. Oh, it's probably on that path that I keep taking. Shit. We had to take the path to get to these guys. Yeah, we're not. I definitely remember I annoyed my mom with the in Pokemon Viridian Forest. Bum 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 bum. But then I realized how much louder Game Boys used to be. Cause she could hear that shit like downstairs. And I was like in the kitchen upstairs. .3DS and Switches ain't loud for shit. Actually, no, Switch is kind of loud. Not too loud, but it can get loud. Oi, my balloon! How will Conquer have fun? At Fun Time, Sunday Bar. Alright. Oh, gotta be perfect. Gotta be perfect. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna fuck you and no, return to lobby. What's going on, Will? These coins are in some dickhead spots. I actually find the spots in this level not too bad. There were always some dick spots in some earlier Frosty levels, though. The ones behind those trees. Fuck those ones. Yeah, you know it was bad when 90s Nintendo told them to fucking tone it down. And don't forget, Banjo-Kazooie was supposed to end with Grunty turning Banjo into a frog. And then you had to play through the entire game again, getting these fucking silver coins. What are you doing, Conker? We had to play through the entire game to get us 2D. Then they realized that was insane. That would have been fun as like a new game plus, but like mandatory? That would have been like...
Game Boy playing Pokemon Be Like. Bop 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 bap 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 bop 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 dip 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 bop 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 bap 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 bop 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 dip 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 bap boo die do 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 bap 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 da da.
And you know that song that goes like boopity bop bop boop bop bop? Yo, man block with the 10. Bop. You need like more periods. You ended up sounding like Scatman John. Or it's like boom, 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 bop, bop, bop. You need like boom, boom, boom. And I'm going round, human teeth, walking in a winter wonderland and my nuts. And I'm going round and I look, touch the ground. I want to know what you got. These guys never missed a boost or what? Yo, fuck these guys. And I thought they're like right in the wall. But yeah, that one in the water is definitely the biggest douche. Fuck! Ugh! No, I turned too early. Fuck. Fuck, that actually might cost the game. It's always too much time trying to get it. Fuck. Well, that was a waste of the super boost. Unfortunately, look how far ahead. First is already at the ending. First literally already at the end. Look. How do they get literally like miles ahead? I don't get it. They're so ungodly far ahead. I don't get it.
Let me help you at C0 Wind Pusher. Para papa pai papa parapa.
Yo, it's like a Chico. This level is absolutely ass. It's a fun casual level. This thing sucks. The worst part is I can get your fucking coins and I can get a good place for the most part. I wish this game was as nice as people told me it was gonna be. But you don't have to get first. And look how far ahead we are from 8th. Like, I'm a scat man. Beat up, 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 up. Well, you either turn regularly. You can do that B button quick turn thing, which is what I use a lot of the time. I didn't know you could B button out of the cutscene. But like when I'm doing that, I'm doing R button and B button. I find that precision actually kind of works. Don't like literally like sometimes you have to be like turn on a goddamn needle nose precision in this game. And I found that was the only way to really get it. It was a bad run. The AI, like the AI just needs to fucking chill a little bit. I would have already got this if the AI wasn't absolutely insane. Like I have to play not just perfect, but honestly better than perfect.
Oh no, record!
Sketch chat be like, ska bada bada ba do believe it bali dabba 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 bob bella bob bella bob bella babela belo do believe do.
Better, better. Also, where do you want to put your bits? Tomorrow's Crash 2, by the way. For those that want to try and get their BIDWAR bid in for it. Today's your last day, kinda. Ba-da-da. Gotta be God mode. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da. The thing those miss. Those are real shit. Fuck. Where the hell is first? Fuck, I lost my magnet. No, right at the end, really? Really, game? Really? Come on. Oh, I thought it was over. Oh, I thought that was last lap. Oh my God, thank God I didn't give up. I thought that was last lap. I actually thought that was last lap. Oh my God. How did I get it? Oh, I didn't get it. I missed the coin. Which coin did I miss? Oh, the one on the path. Okay. Jesus Christ. But I might get fucked here. Oh my God, this is so intense. It has to be this one, right? Yes, okay. Oh, I'm not gonna make it, am I? Come on. Come on! No, you piece of shit, Diddy Kong! You have to play at such an insanely high skill level. Like I said, I want to personally just shake any kid's hand who actually beat this. Like, no cheats, no bullshit. No, like, no big brother helping them. Be like, how? Not even as a kid, like, I'm struggling so hard with this. And I've come to learn I'm like, you know, fairly good at video games for the most part. I know I'm not the best or anything. But yeah, if I'm struggling this hard, I can't imagine, you know, your average game player. But then the game probably ended after, like, the first map. This was that game you probably played and you're like, yo, that one stage was awesome. I'm gonna go drive around the overworld for 7 years. Fuck! Oh yeah, we should. Yeah, no, that's a good idea. I was like, oh yeah, that's on Sunday. Yeah, even like Wednesday I should have time if you want to do it then. I'm like pretty open on that day, I think. I don't think I have too much. You never had a computer or anything back in the day? 100% this game except TT. God damn. You're also first on the goddamn Mega Man 11 leaderboards. Hello characters, but I had the game with Pipsy. Oh, but you did the game with Pipsy? What made Pipsy so good? Is Pipsy the mouse the badger's trying to fuck? Also, I like how I've just made my own lore for this game. Oh yeah, the mouse, that's... Badger that's trying to fuck the mouse, right? You know, the integral part of the lore of the game. Is that only in the DS version? Oh yeah, it's on the path that I always forget to go on. I didn't forget, but like if I don't go on the speed, they get you by the balls with that. Because the AI is cheap as fuck. Fuck. This is not good. This is not good, chat. Like I've just missed too many boosts and stuff. The game has deemed me not worthy enough. Fuck. If I didn't like miss so many bananas. Fuck! Come on! Come on! Not again, Diddy! Not again, you fuck! No, you fuck! It's a fun cannon though, since then the badger badges bats. Badger, badgers, bats, badgers, 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 badgers, bats, badger, badgers, bats.
Frosty Village.
You say testicles? Testicles. I know Conquer, but like, I like how it literally pretty much every banana. And the game was like, oh no!
Props.
Hey, drugs. Oh, props. I was like drugs. Also, I missed what you said for which crash. Unless you didn't say. Na, 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 na. Oh, why did I hit that? That was dumb! I don't think you specified. Drugs. Oh, I keep hitting B by accident. It looks so badass if you hold back and B there. I held it way too early. Banana. 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 Let you go. Testicle. Watch out for Diddy. He's a fuck yo. Ba, ba, ba. Popsicle. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. God damn it. Look how Diddy's playing dumb this time. Why am I doing that? Maybe if I honk enough. Why do I always like just barely miss it? Come on. I'm always just barely missing it. Fuck! Every time, just barely. If I could just hit every single speed boost without barely missing it. If I could just hit every single speed boost without barely missing it, we would probably have a chance on this. Like, unironically. Fuck out the way! Literally 11 bananas. Fuck! $11 ain't enough for these fucks. No! Oh, GG. That's it. I've missed way too many speed boosts. You have to hit at least 90% of them, or the AI won't let you in. Yeah, bananas give you speed. Yeah, I know the water coin and the path where I have to not take the shortcut. Both of those are what's causing me to lose a lot of like time. So otherwise I would just take that boost way, because that way it is faster, even without the boost. But unfortunately I can't take it every lap. There's also a bit of RNG. Sometimes I can look out with these guys getting like missiles and stuff and shooting each other. We've won a few races because of that, where they actually like attacked each other. So there's some hope there with that. RNG. Why didn't it work? Oh, fuck. Fuck! Like, that's how you're supposed to get it, I think, without losing time. Kind of, like, drift into it from afar. Like I said, if I only had to get these speed boosts, we'd be laughing. Fuck you, game. Okay, now I just have to hit literally every single speed boost and we might have a shot. Oh! Y missile! Fuck you, human teeth. Wow. I swear, it doesn't matter how good you are. The game just won't let you win. It's so bullshit. That was the best I've ever played that level. And it didn't make, it made literally zero difference. Literally, I don't think I've ever played that level that well. Made literally zero difference. Like, I don't care if the AI wants to be cheap, but I wish it would at least be, like, fair. I know it sounds like an oxymoron. But at least, like, if you got in front of it, you at least got in front of it or whatever, you know what I mean? Goddamn human teeth. Fuck! Come on. The tire touched it. The game will be like, nah. The tire touched it. But did the engine touch it? What the fuck? I was expecting that one to miss too. Fuck, GG. Can't miss a single thing. Fuck! No! That sucks! So hard. Fuck! That's so bullshit, man. Holy fuck. The fact that you have to be absolute god mode. Oh, nope, I made a mistake. Can't make even a little slight mistake. Better not look at the track funny. Well, that's it, Chad. GG. Wow. Well, I looked at the track funny. There it was. It's like magic, how I always miss it. I don't know how I, like, it's like skill that I miss it every time. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. Fuck! I forgot to grab those coins. It's not a big deal, but No, that's GG. I made too much of a mistake. GG. That sucks. Of course it misses. Of course. The game would have let me win if it did. Well, of course. I can't believe I keep missing them. Fuck off! Every single fucking time, like clockwork. Yeah! I always have to cheat it. I always have to cheat it. Every single time I have to cheat it like a bullshit AI. Every single time I have to cheat it. There hasn't been a single time I haven't cheated. That oil slick I did. Oh my god. We all hit the boost at the same time? Well, I didn't do anything wrong. Why Thanatos is mad now? Well, because like to me it's cheating because it's like what the AI does. But right at the last second they'll be like, oh my god, first. So I'm just saying like it's more like being cheap, I guess. But the AI's been doing that this entire time. Oh god, not this fuck.
Fantastic! If you can beat me again, I'll give you a special prize.
Alright, he was piss easy the first time. I actually did this first try. So let's see if we can do it. Do I have to get coins or anything? Okay, no, okay. For a second I was like, do I still have to do some bullshit? This is the Sonic Adventure Ice Cap level. Well, I won by being cheap. Like I cheated in the sense that like I dropped an oil slick on the speed boost to kind of fuck with both of them, and then slightly rammed them just enough in like a kind of cheap way. Like I did nothing fair there. You know what I mean? It wasn't like, oh, I won that race fair and square. No. I did some straight up like we were playing multiplayer. You would have like disowned me. Type shit. You know what I mean? But no, I didn't like put it like any like. Oh, I almost had him. This guy's not too bad. Yo, Trident Tail. Yo, with the raid. What's going on? Hey. Yo. Thanks for the raid. Let's go! Did you know? Ready for chunkus? Get yourself a banjo grill! How are you getting yourself a banjo grill, chat? Look at that fresh meat fly. Yo, what's going on? What were you up to? What were you playing? Oh yeah. Boom. All right. Nice. Diddy Kong Racing then OOT. This is my very first time ever completing this game. We're on the second lap. You know, we have to get all the coins, silver Nintendo coins. And wow, what a bunch of bullshit. This boss fight is actually pretty fine, I won't lie. This is my second time trying this. Doesn't seem too bad. But, that dinosaur boss, that rematch was insane. Some of these silver coin things are insane. I had to literally just be cheap as fuck. And then OOT, were you doing like a rando? Were you doing mod loader? Were you doing just regular, doing a speed run? What were you up to? You're doing rando? Nice. Are you like a Uber master, like doing key sanity and stuff? Or are you, I told you this race is piss easy. I don't know, how is this one number 2? This should be the first one. Why is this not the first one? Oh shit, speedrunning DK. Yo, what's your time?
Well done. You've won a piece of the amulet. Now try the trophy challenge.
Fuck you.
Goodbye, kid.
100% and 144.22. God damn. What's world record? Or is this where you're gonna humbly flex at your world record? Damn! Oh shit, you're like... Yo, can we get... Damn! Yeah, I was gonna say, I was waiting for like the humble flex. No, that's impressive, dude. God damn. Well, we love speedruns here, so you came to the right place. As you can see, my speedrun of Diddy Kong Racing at 9 hours, 11 minutes is obviously smashing everyone's expectations. But since you guys just joined, here, I can show you something he can't. How about the TT song?
Time trial on. Hi there. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial. 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 Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial. 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 Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial up. Time trial. Time trial on. Time trial up. Time trial up.
But we like to make music here. On, off, on, off. Time trial on, time trial off. I like to imagine TT just starts twerking during that. Like it's just like time. I'll wait for it. Gonna do it. I love the car horn. I don't know why I'm drunk all of a sudden. Conquer, be good. Dual barrel. This is you in GTA. You're just flying into waterfalls. Giga drunk. I hate how being drunk in GTA lasts for like a second. I wish that shit could last longer. You learned how to count, game. 37? Oh, don't they give you 2? 2 per? Alright, where is it gonna be? Where is it gonna be? But yeah, thanks for joining the stream. What's going on, Raiders? But yeah, I'm Cousin Catnip. We make ROM hacks. We're actually making a Donkey Kong 94 ROM hack on stream for the Summer of DK, which is the marathon we're doing right now. Playing through pretty much every DK, Conquer, Banjo, Crash, and Secret of Monkey Island. There's a coin there. Perfect. I was trying to do a fancy maneuver and it backfired miserably. All right. If I was coins, where would I be? I'm just looking for coins, for those wondering. We have also been in a few speedrun marathons for with Donkey Kong Country 3. As well as... I was also in Retro Battle. Big John's Retro Battle. Now I'm gonna be in the Mega Man 2 randomizer. Although I doubt I will place anything but last. If I was a coin, Goddamn hay bales. We're missing 3. Let's see. Whee! Out the way! Okay, there's one down there. You think if you hit the boost, you can't really get it. Ow. And there was this one that I missed. Is there any last one? Well, I mean, there is one more, but I mean... Where could it be? I had a feeling. I fucking knew it. I'm like, yo, I bet you it's in that fucking waterfall. Yo, you got first boat. Yo, let's go. That's sick. Like we had any doubts. Okay. So go in the waterfall. Play good. Don't lose. Big Chungus. All the things you gotta remember. Especially Big Chungus. Might be the most important rule of all. Big, small. Chungus gonna fit in my mouth. Don't eat the chung. I'm gonna eat the chung. Oh! Sarah reminds me of the old Choco Volcano. Alright, now we gotta kick ass and chew bubblegum. I just splooged all over that mouse. Do I feel good about myself? Kinda. Get out of the way, human teeth. We don't got time for your antics. I'm sure if I grabbed like more than one banana, this probably would have helped. Conker's just showing off like a douche. Out the way! I'm here to kick bubblegum and chew ass. And I'm all out of bubblegum. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of ass. This one doesn't feel too hard. I feel like I'm just making stupid mistakes. Not like the other levels where I was like, wow, this is bullshit. This is like, okay, I'm just being dumb. The guy is... First is a million miles ahead, though. We already lost. But I get this one. Like, this one makes sense to me. Never mind! Yeah, this one doesn't seem bad. Like, I haven't used my full power level yet. And I feel like we've already, like, kind of got it under control. Nice. Flying actually feels, like, better than driving. But honestly, they all feel pretty good. I actually like hovering the most. Oh! Out the way! And also, it seems like the missiles actually kind of work here. Fuck, that's okay. We got 2 more laps. Wow, I really fucked that up. What? Oh, so the AI gets god tier missiles. Of course they do. That's so Raven. That's too Raven. This will end poorly. Ba-da-da-da-da-da-da. The movie They Live. One sec. Damn it, human teeth. You don't got time for your antics. The antics of fucking human teeth. The antics of human teeth and Fred Astaire. Fuck! I might just have to knock out the boost. If I get it, it's smooth. But if I don't get it, it's GG. Maybe I'll try for the boost the first time. If I don't get it the first time, I won't do it the second time. Backup strat. Man, speedrunning this game must be absolutely insane. Although maybe not, because you'll have the strats to just not get fucked by the AI, basically. Depends on how bad the rubber banding is. Like, at speedrunning level. Like, what if it's like Canary Mary? Although people don't realize with Canary Mary and Tui that just don't mash fast. Unironically, just don't mash fast. Because it rubber bands. So mash like really slow. Then right at the end, mash. And you'll get it every time. How am I like this empty on the map and I'm only in fourth? Where the fuck is first? How do they get these huge distances? I don't get it. Good thing the magnet doing its job like usual. Bruh. I think we already lost. You know what I mean? Like, we're just so far behind. Fuck! Adventures of human teeth. Adventures of human teeth.
Go for it.
I'm trying, Conquer. My man, I am trying. But the gap between all of us is absolutely huge right now. Wow, it's just... I hate how, like, no matter how good you get, it just is not even close to being good enough. Definitely starts to have diminishing returns on that. So it was fun for the first 9 hours. Now it's like, alright, I get it. You fucked my day. Maybe They Live, I think, says it too. I wouldn't be surprised if Duke Nukem was purposely... You know, it's supposed to be like a Pulp Fiction tongue-in-cheek thing. Fucking Conquer, why? I mean, I know why, but... I wish you could disable that stuff. Sometimes it really fucks me. Remove its buttons. Sometimes I'm just trying to play the game, and I accidentally use it. You know what I mean? Ba-ba-da-da-da-da. Alright. Fuck you! Oh, don't forget, you still have to be absolutely perfect, or we can't win. Never forget that, Chad. That's just how this is. The unfortunate truth of Diddy Kong Racing. Your best is not good enough. The game. Ba-ba-da-da-da-da-da. Okay. Yeah, the coin part's the easy part. Let's be honest. The coin part's the easy part. At least on this level. There's enough that I keep missing literally everything I try to grab. I hate how the magnet just is so moody. Why, bananas? Do you hate me? Come on! Thank God it didn't hit me. Out the way! Fucking, are we gonna lose a Diddy Kong by like an inch again? Fucking Diddy Kong, man! Oh, that sucks. We missed the boost. Fucking Diddy Kong, man! You little bitch! Every time. I always gotta lose the Diddy Kong by just a little bit. I'm not sure why Diddy's so mad at me today. I joined his racing game. That's why DK didn't want to join. Okay. That's the first time I actually did something.
I killed Diddy Man.
Yo!
Well, you do kill Diddy Men a lot.
Oh, we actually got it. Let's go. We do kill Diddy Men. Yeah! And that might be the joke of the stream. God damn. I killed Diddy Man. I missed the coin. Okay, this matters. That was last lap. I was like, uh-oh. How did we actually go from 2nd to 7th? Like, fuck off. Well, GG, I guess. Yeah, there's no point. He's literally already half a map ahead. Like, the fuck? Like, don't even have the other 4 racers. They don't even mean anything at this point. You might as well just have the 4 god tier AIs and nothing else. Because the fucking banana stealing son of a bitch. Every time. They always miss the last boost. It's very like predictable AI what they do in this level. Every time! Except for the fucking bananas. Man's wasting his missiles. He didn't even hit the boost and look how fast he is. Like, what is this? It's bullshit because the bananas don't come back on the map when you grab them, but they do if they grab them or whatever. Fuck, man, I'm just too slow. And I keep missing every goddamn banana, I swear. Well, the magnet kinda helped, but not really. Like, it's not even a race anymore. It's just me versus Diddy Kong. And not even me versus Diddy Kong. It's me just being slightly slower than Diddy Kong. Because the motherfucker keeps grabbing all the bananas slightly in front of me. It's just like... God damn it, Diddy! Damn it, Diddy! Every fucking time, I swear. Who knew that monkeys like bananas, Chad? Fuck! Not the end of the world, but... Fuck! Conquer, you piece of absolute shit. This has been legendary, the fucking right now. Yeah, that's what you get. What? What do you mean? Bora. 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 Oh, the ground ones still work, huh? That's the first time it ever worked for me. Today I learned. I'm getting sloppy, chat, and that sucks. Can't get sloppy. Gotta be pixel fucking perfect. And there's not even pixels in this game. I guess there is in the sprites. All right. All right. You have to get those bananas to keep up. Fuck you, you little badger fuck. Whoever decided to make tapping R a thing needs to never design a control scheme again. That is such a piss poor decision. It's fucked me so many times. If you double tap, that's when you do like the barrel roll and all that shit. And sometimes you need to like readjust. And the game is all about these crazy split second things that you're fucked on. This has been legendary, the fucking right now. Yeah, that's what you get. What? What? no. This has been legendary, the fucking right now. Too many catnips. Too many cooks. The sequel to Too Many Cooks. Too many catnips. Diddy's trying to steal my fucking coins now. Come on, Diddy. Come on, man. Can't you be cool? Can't you just be cool? Bup, 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 bup. All right.
Go for it.
I was like, what the fuck is that sound? If only I could not go this slow ass speed. If only. If only. If only. Yo, I actually got him for once. What is this AI? Are they just waiting for me to fucking hit them? This is twice in a row now. What the fuck? Like, actually. The second they make a mistake, I'm hit. They're like, oh, he almost got a chance at winning? Whoa, hold the horses. We better program something to fuck his day. I'm actually so mad. That did it. That got me mad. I made the elephant noise. That's how you know. I just want to lose it right behind him yet again, aren't we? No, not this time. I hope my own stream. If only. Yo, I actually got him for once. What is that? If only. You can pinpoint the exact moment where Catnip's heart breaks. Yeah. Whenever I make my highlights, like 5 months later. I'm so behind on my highlights. I'm behind on a lot of things, really, but the highlights I need to get back on. They're not even that hard to do. It's just like I just need to like do it. Like the clips are already clipped. You know what I mean? That's the beauty of you guys clipping clips. Or when you see me do a big clip thing for the future. Maybe not today. Maybe not tomorrow. Can't believe I got that coin somehow from the boost, and I have not been able to replicate that. Not even once. You did it like twice and like beginner luck, and that was it. GG. I like how Diddy's here, but of course now Diddy's playing dumb. We gotta deal with goddamn first. That's already at the next lap, pretty much. This level also makes you choose between boost. Fuck, I actually totally forgot about that. Makes you choose between boost and bananas. You really gotta be good at both. Like 13 bananas, and I'm finally kinda catching up. I will say the controls are responsive. They're allowed to hit me, but it still feels like bullshit. I think the one thing they're allowed to do, and it still always feels like bullshit. Well, that's GG, I guess. Looks like first kind of fucked up, too. I'm also behind on Diddy Kong. No, we got 4 days for this. I beat 2 bosses today. We should be good. Maybe. Yo, thanks for the follow. Yes, if you exclamation summer, you can check out all the fun things we were playing and all the different incentives. Like tomorrow, we got Crash 2, BIDWAR, where chat has been using their bits and subs to decide if we're playing Crash 2 on Switch or PlayStation 1. And I think Switch is winning. Fuck! That actually really sucks. Because we need like every... There goes my 1 banana. Yeah, they just have to design that thing so like each time you get more bananas. Yeah, I don't have 13, so we're fucked. It's kind of what's going on here. Looks like it seems like we need at least 13. Why? No! That blows. No, I know what you mean. We're behind Diddy Kong. Emotionally, physically, sexually. All right, let's go. Hey, we saw that commercial. Mentally. Nah, not mentally. Diddy's not in my mind. I'm fine. There's been no negative repercussions. He can talk, 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 he can talk. I can sing! Oh, help me, Dr. Sayers! Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. Oh, Dr. Sayers. Dr. Sayers, Dr. Sayers. What's wrong with me? I think you're crazy. Need a second opinion. You're all so lazy. Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you. What the fuck, Diddy? Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you, Diddy. Fuck you, Diddy. Oh, fuck you, Diddy. I'm assuming all the playtesters of this game were just god tier at this game. If I were to guess. They're like, you know what? Make it harder. He's just like just out of distance. That sucks. Good thing. Look how far ahead I am. Look how far ahead this guy is. And look how far last place is. Like, what the fuck, dude? No, you piece of shit! I pressed it before it did it. That's such bullshit. Slowly going ape shit. No. I'm going concretely. I got nothing. I'm all bananaed out. Wait, that's not even a joke. Clearly I'm tapped out. Jesus Christ. It has been a crazy last few days. Had a lot going on. Fuck. Oh, did it count? Cool. We need bananas. Why, Crow? Why? Hunger showing off. Like, it's so frustrating how far ahead they can get. Like, actually. Like, how are they already at, like, the finish line? Why did I go? I keep going this way for some reason. Huh. There's like a very specific pattern with these bananas they want you to do, and if you don't do it, you're basically fucked. Like center, left, right paths, and all this shit. The worst part is this level seems so easy from the onset. And it is an easy level. I'm not having issues with the actual level. I'm having issues with this fuck right here at the end. Literally the exact same spot, the exact same thing, every single time. My finger wasn't even off the Z button yet. My finger wasn't even off the Z button yet. Is what I'm forbidden? My hand wasn't even off the Z button. And the game said, no, you. I swear, everyone's trying to steal my coins. Everyone. Especially Diddy Kong. You can't conquer soy? I don't know, man. I played Bad Fur Day. No! Why are you doing a barrel roll? Did Star Fox call? Do you fucking see Peppy anywhere, Conquer? Huh? Jesus fucking Christ. No barrel roll. No, don't, please. Stop. Get some help. Michael Jordan, like, holy shit. God damn. Fuck. I'm gonna honk my horn at you just like in real life. No! this time. Why did I do that fucking? Why did I just let myself get fucked? Holy shit, this level is a must. Come on. Chungus, 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 Chungus. Chungus.
Go for it.
Chungus. I hate that wall there. That wall's such bullshit. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Four. 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 Ha 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 ba da da ba da 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 ba 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 da 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 ba da 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 ba 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 da da ba da da ba da 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 ba da 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 da. The Halo theme always works. It always works! Fuck your negativity, Polytree. Ba 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 ba! Busting for you. Ba 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 ba! That's my first time ever really playing it. I'm learning how bullshit this game can be. How to use the copyrighted Pokemon song. You know, the song that's definitely, you know, played all the time. Okay, we're gonna go to Greenwich. We're going to UK. That's too bad the license is split between Rare and Nintendo. So basically it'll never happen. They talked about that in like some interview. Yeah, the gameplay and everything's super solid in this game. Like, it controls nicely. I like the level design. It's bullshit, but I kind of like how it's bullshit in a weird way. Like, it feels like rewarding to win. So there's definitely diminishing returns on that. But you definitely got to be some kind of god gamer. But I am super impressed by anyone who beat this game, whether kid or adult or whoever. This game is this is probably one of the harder N64 games. I'm not even joking. I've played pretty much all the good N64 games. This is definitely up there. What the fuck? Like, this game demands a lot out of the player. Which is why I think that's why I think it's like a kind of endearing. There's a coin on the right there. There's one over here I missed too, isn't there? Maybe I got it. Like, I don't know the location of these coins. Yeah, for sure. The second world boss is like the easiest boss in the game. Oh, there was a coin here. Thought so. I don't think they're doing coin hunting. There's one here. Okay. What's this? Is this wrong way? Oh, that's the entrance. This hidden. But I heard in the DS version they made it so you don't have to do the 2 loops to beat the game. Basically, the silver coin challenge is like a post-game mode that you can do. Oh, you fucks! Oh, the other one was there. Okay. So I find that interesting because right now, like, we would have beat the game by now, right? If it wasn't for the silver medal stuff. Well, that first one's a dick. Yeah, these coins are... Jesus, these coins are mean. These coins are mean! Yeah, the first world boss is probably the hardest boss in the game. That dinosaur. Especially on the second rematch. That shit is insane. Like, how are you doing this? And not getting last? That is my question. Like, fuck that coin. I guess trying to get them on different times. I said the other levels were pretty easy to make a path. This one's like, you gotta think about this one. It goes so out of your way for these coins. And then I'm gonna keep like, bananas are like my Achilles. I always forget to get them. Not even forget, I just have issues with walls. Nah, let's just keep going. I don't know the level well enough. With a double there. It's getting there. Literally, that's kind of the only real trick it feels like with this game. So just get good. Yeah. Basically, you have to make up your own strats. I mean, that's pretty much like any fighting or driving game, really, but... Maybe I should get there to collect as many bananas in the first lap. Maybe. For me, I want as many chances to get the coins as possible. Because if I miss it, and I only have one chance to get it, then it's just GG. You know what I mean? Well, there's been a few times here where when I've done it over a few laps, it's kind of like worked out. But I think that's an interesting idea. I'm not against it. I just don't want to put that much pressure. This shit's already hard enough. Well, usually usually my strat's the opposite. I usually try to get the coins as soon as possible, and then basically get bananas after to speed up. Also, if I can even get bananas is the other issue. All right. I'm also sort of trying to learn their locations. Fuck the banana, come on. Why didn't you give me it? It also doesn't help that I keep missing every single banana and boost. They shit on the game big, really? Well, you gotta find me that. All right. All right. But yeah, you gotta find out if there's some kind of Crash Team Racing docu. I'd watch that. And they're just like, wow, we really jumped the shark. I still think that's the best racer. If this game wasn't so insane, I would definitely rank it higher. Well, I mean, this is already better than this is easily better than Mario Kart 64. Hands down better than that game. Not even a contest. But is this better than Crash Team? I don't know. Crash Team Racing is at least beatable, but it's also extremely hard. Like, some of the boss races in that game are rough. What? Like, how do I purposely skirt around every single thing I need? Every single banana, every single speed boost. Ba-da-da-da-da-da. I feel like I'm doing so much better and I'm still only an 8. I might just stop just playing the game today. I think I'm just getting too frustrated. It might be one of those, like, I have to only play it for, like, 2-hour games. Because I'm getting, like... I start getting frustrated, and then I don't do as well anymore. You know what I mean? The amount of fucking brain power this game requires. Should think about where the coins are, where the bananas are. Actually playing the game. The level design. Any kind of bullshit stuff that's happening. And doing this all in like a split second. Okay, it actually tires my brain out a bit. Shut up, Banjo. Mimsy. Fuck. What is happening? Good job, Conker. Just missed every goddamn banana. Banjo trying to steal my fucking coin. Better. Go! Oh my god, never mind. Bro, I have 12 bananas and I'm not even fucking close. Like, holy shit. I'm trying, Conquer. I'm trying. Come on. Fuck you, Banjo. Well, first it's already at the finish line. I'm not even remotely close. Why did I even think I could catch up? Yeah, they're already done. GG. Yeah, I think I'm done. I can't do this. I mean, we'll beat this game, but oh my god, I can't do this anymore today. I need to just politely bow out for a second. Because holy shit. But we're getting there. 32 balloons. I don't know if there's like 50 or what in the game. I'm not trying to 100% this. We're not doing all the TV stuff. Oh, God. But yeah, first impression, like I said, game is brutally hard. Probably one of the hardest N64 games. Hands down. What the fuck? Like, actually, what the fuck? And then what the fuck's Adventure 2? I know there's an Adventure 2 or whatever. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? To be fair, it's been like our normal amount of time. It's not like I'm not stopping. I'm only starting like 10 minutes early or whatever. I don't really mind. I've had a long weekend, whatever. Yeah, that's right. I was asking you where you want to put it. Where would you like to put it?
Mentlock gifted a tier 1 sub to Birdie Boogie.
Yo! Let's go! Let's go! We are one away!
Let's put these 600
I'm going to the zoo. Let's go! Yo! Oh shit, the upset! Yo, Mentlock's here to crack skulls and take names. Now PS1 version is winning. Yo, my Switch defenders. You'll have time. No, it's just Mario. What are you talking about? Just Mario 64. Just a regular. You know, just a regular. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. Like, I know Omega wanted everything to be Switch, so we'll see. No, see, it's Mario 64. That's Lethal Lava Land waterfall. I know it's what. Jesus Christ, dude. You always act like I don't know anything. Yeah, I'll show you before you even post a link. Hey, no, we're one away. So hype. Hey, you know that sound you've been looking for? Well, listen to this. No. Do they have this? Of course they do. Yeah, that first part sounded like we were at a fucking, we're at like an island club. Hey! Actual banger though, what the fuck? Actual banger. Hey. Hey. With I know what part you want though. Boop 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 ba-doo, ba-doo. That part sounds so much fun though. No. But I still got this. Yeah! That's the only song I can play. No, I can play other shit, but I also could do the Tetris theme. Wait, do I still remember that one? All right. Why do I feel like I'm in a fucking sitcom now? Hey, Chad. Well, you know me. You're probably wondering how I got here. Well, I'm in this crazy thing called high school. And I'm just trying to make my way through any way I can. Starring Cousin Catnip. Fuck it, what do we got? Fuck you, John Williams. Fuck you. Well, I think my penis is pretty erect, chat. I don't know about you. Well, you want more info about the Summer of DK? We got the incentives, we got the schedule. We got the Crash 2 tomorrow. We're close to going to the zoo. We got... What else do we got? We got a lot of crazy shit coming up. We're trying to finish up Diddy Kong, of course. We are, I think, starting DKC 2 on the weekend. Oh, no, we're doing The Wheel of Misfortune. Fuck yeah. And depending on how hot it is this week, we got some tap dance streams. Either on Tuesday or Thursday, we'll see which day. But yes, chat, thank you so much for hanging out today. It feels like such a short stream, but it still was like 3.5 hours. But I guess that didn't start right at 12. So I feel like I'm starting or ending short, but I got some shit I gotta do today, unfortunately. But we have, like I said, Crash 2. Got tap dancing, we got Diddy Kong, we got the Wheel of Misfortune. We got more ROM hack creating. Come with your level ideas. Do you have any level ideas? One screen levels? Post them in the Discord, post them on Twitter. If you haven't checked the YouTube, Chico Week's going up on there. So you can watch that back if you missed that craziness. And yeah. That's pretty much gonna do it for me, chat. I'm super thankful y'all came around. Y'all showed up. And I think that's pretty cool. I think that is pretty rad. But before we depart, let us find someone to host and raid. If I do say so myself. Let's go ahead and Metroid Prime. Yo, badass girl from Toronto. I'm pretty sure she mentioned she's from Toronto. Or at least I know she's from Canada. Fucking, yeah, no, she talked about Toronto last time we raided her. Yeah. Fucking, amazing streamer. She was in the speedrun event I was in. She was doing DDDDD. I think she's doing it right now, actually. Yeah, look at that. That works out. Here for next year's Summer of DK featuring Crash, Conquer, LeChuck with Sly Cooper, Glover, Lorg. Why switch out the special guests? Last year it was the Summer of DK and Banjo featuring ukulele. But since we played literally every ukulele thing that exists, I couldn't do it again. So I was like, Crash? So I wanted to do Crash 1 to 4. And I figured it fits, right? It fits in the mold. But yeah, I originally it was supposed to kind of be the summer of Rare. But I really didn't want to play the shitty games. Like, I don't want to play like Viva Pinata or Grab by the Ghoulies. Or, to be fair, I've never actually played Grab by the Ghoulies. That game might actually be really good. I've never actually played it. I'm talking mad shit. But chat, thanks for being here. Thank you for watching. Mega Marina. Oh shit, I just missed it. Well, whatever, I missed him. Next time. Thanks for watching.